Welcome everybody to another BDA Boxing podcast, broadcasting to you live from the True North. This is your friend Mr. BDA. Glad to have everybody on board as always. We are broadcasting via YouTube right now and of course through Blog Talk Radio, although we don't really broadcast the entire episodes on Blog Talk Radio, just the call-in portion, which we're going to start right away. We're trying to debate whether we're going to start this in about an hour into the show or whatever. I said, screw it. By the way, if anybody's listening on Blog Talk, this ain't a family show. We do curse. We do tend to keep the humor pretty crass. Alright, so Bucho's telling me we're going to test something out here. Bucho, are you on? Are you on Skype? I mean on Blog Talk, or how do I... He's telling me to take his call. Well, I don't see your call. Bucho? Talk to me on Hangouts. I'm going to call again, he says. So yeah, we're testing out the Blog Talk, see how everything works out. There you have the number up there. We're going to test it out today, see what happens. See what type of people... some of the people that we've booted off the show are probably going to want to call in. But that's fine. As long as they're not in the Hangout, I got no problem with that. But you do know some of the BDA fans, even though they might not be here anymore, they will try to call back. Speaking of calling back, Bucho's trying to call me. And I can see Jack Squat. Alright, meanwhile, I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat room. Who do we have on board? We got Gonzalo. You know what? Let me check it out. Canelo, Johnny Boy, The Punisher, Apology, Poe Johnson, THSMT, Brandon White, New Day, Triple JJ, Poe Johnson. Many more to come, I am sure. So thanks a lot, guys, for being on. I don't know. Does anybody want to talk about Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence? Oh, okay. So hold on a second. All right. So I got. All right. So let me see if I take the call here. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Bucho, on Blog Talk.
You didn't see my fucking call there before?
Take it easy, first of all. I'm still trying to figure this out. So, but now, yeah, I see you now. I see.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. So we also have another caller there, 206.
All right. By the way, how do can I increase your volume on the Blog Talk? Because you sound pretty low.
Shit. I have no fucking idea.
All right. So if I hang up, I just
yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna hang up on you, Bucho, or you stay on the line.
I can stay on the line.
All right. Can you also send the invites to people on Hangouts too, by the way? Oh, he dropped. I'll stay on the line. He tells me he drops out. I don't know if he hung up or... All right. So as you can see, guys, we're having all sorts of fun here with trying to figure out this Blog Talk thing. We can't test it, by the way, because Blog Talk has this weird thing where you have to start... Like, you can't test it just one-on-one. So we are doing the test right now on the show. Always showing our professionalism here on BDA Boxing. We do things on the fly. We try to prepare as much as we can, but in this scenario, what do you want from me? All right, so Bucho, please send the invites. Let's get some of the regular panelists on board for the phone calls, because we do have somebody...
All right.
Oh, you're back. Hey, how come you're back? I didn't even put you on and you're already back.
I unmuted myself.
I see.
I unmuted myself.
I see. Take it easy. You know what? I'm going to try to see if I can... how do I... Volume... What is this? Mute... Screen... Hang up. I don't want to hang up on Bucho. But I don't know how to boost the volume either. Anyway, we'll figure this out. What are people saying in the chat room, first of all? Salute General BDA, says New Day. Johnny Boy says Poe Johnson, way better than PBC Showtime. Oh, come on. Are we still going to be badmouthing the PBC? The last show was pretty good. Triple J says this show is for adults only. That's right. New Day says, who's been booted out of BDA? Oh, you know who. Poe Johnson says all ESPN has is Lomides, Lopez, Lomachenko, Bud Crawford showcase fights. Johnny Boy says Fury, Crawford, Kovalev, Gozic, Lomachenko. I'd say they're just fine, dude. The Punisher says BDA is just pretending to be green on his telephone call-up. He's been running a phone sex hotline for a while. I didn't want to go there.
Oh my God!
All right. I'm testing out the soundboard too as well because we were having problems with that too as well.
Because you are a disgusting fat body.
You want me to come in? We start over again, Mike?
All right. So we got Johnny Boy on the line. Johnny Boy, you there on the Hangouts?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good. Good to have you on board. I had to say Hangouts because I don't want people that are listening on Blocked or whatever to confuse that you're. I want people to know that you're on Hangouts and not on Block Talk. Oh, and we also got official Scorecard Boxing. Official, are you there?
Yeah, man. Good evening.
Hey, good to have you on board. Listen, we got all right. So just to remind people, hold on a second before we continue. Let me get this straight. That's the call-in number on the screen as you can see it. So go ahead and give us a call if you want to talk to us. You want to give us your opinion. We already have somebody waiting. And I think I know who it might be. I don't know. You want to take bets or anybody?
Nah.
All right, hold on a second. Apology just came in on the Hangout as well, so...
Speak of the devil, and it shall appear.
She just wanted the drama and you two to fight over her. That's what women do.
Your punishment must be more severe.
all of you.
Bitches are stupid. I treat them like shit. That's how you get one to eat a dick. Never be sweet to a bitch.
All right, Apology, are you there?
Yeah, hello.
Hey, good to have you on board, man. Hold on a second. Let me boost your volume here because I can't hear you very well. I'm gonna boost Johnny Boy's volume too, and we also have Gonzalo on the line. Gonzalo, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hey, good to have you on board. Hey, Gonzalo, could you just talk a little bit? I want to see if your volume is okay.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I'm boosting
My volume.
Yeah, I'm just boosted it. I don't know why things are sounding a little bit muffled. Today. No, the levels are fine. All right, listen, guys, we got you on board here. Let's take a call, see who this is. All right, you guys want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, let's see who it is.
Some weirdo, man.
206, you're on the line.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Who is this?
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you said take a bet. I want to take a bet and speak about the Spence-Mikey Garcia fight.
Well, first of all, what's your name so we can address you properly?
Shorty.
Shorty, thank you for being on. You want to talk about Mikey Garcia versus Spence? Go ahead, tell us your thoughts on this fight, please.
Well, the reason why I'm saying Spence is going to stop him, if you paid attention to when Mikey fought Adrian Broner, who don't let his hands go, and Robert Easton Jr., he didn't even hurt one of them significantly enough to even stop him. And Mikey doesn't move around enough for me to say he can beat Errol Spence. He's a warrior. He's a darn good fighter and everything. And he does have the true blood of a Mexican boxer. But one thing about Errol Spence, people keep forgetting, he went over there and fought Carl Brooks. And Carl Brooks is not a washed-up fighter, no shape, fashion, and form. Carl Brooks fought Triple G and didn't run from him. And everybody know Triple G hit like a mule. Mm-hmm. And for Errol Spence to go into the 11th round and stop a fighter like that significantly, I don't think Mikey can go past 5 or 6 rounds with Spence because he can't fight backwards. And everybody know Spence attacks when he fights, and you got to hit like a mule. And Mikey's coming from 135 and 130 and all of that. He's not packing that punch. And the punches showed when he fought Robert Easton Jr. and Adrian Broner. He didn't stop man one of those guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, let me ask you this. This is what I've been asking people, and I asked this in a video we did on BDA Live. Errol Spence is the favorite, with good reason. So he's probably, most likely, like if you had to hold a gun to my head and I had to make a pick in this fight, I'd go Errol Spence. My question is, what does he have to do to look, because he's in a lose-lose situation in the eyes of a lot of fans. A lot of fans feel that this is a fight he shouldn't have taken in the first place because he's in a lose-lose situation. He's supposed to win. So what do you think he should do? Do you think he should just come forward and try to destroy Mikey as quickly as he can? Or should he do what he did against Lamont Peterson, which is try to box him more from the middle distance and see if it might take a little bit more time, but then again, he might take less punishment. What do you think?
Well, you just said a key thing, and I like the way you brought that. Because if Errol Spence fight like he fought Lamont Peterson, then you're gambling with losing the fight. Mm-hmm. Because Mikey is an excellent boxer, and he has good eye and hand coordination. If it was left up to me and I was Errol Spence, I roll the dice and I'll just maul him. I'll keep coming forward. I will use my weight, my size, and my strength every minute of every round. And if it goes, into the later rounds, then that wear and tear of walking around at 147 for Mikey would probably take an effect on him. So me, I will maul him 24/7. I wouldn't even stop.
Yeah, that seems like the to make, because Errol Spence does need to make a statement. Now let me tell you something, Shorty. The Italians, they think this way. They think everything comes in threes from a superstitious standpoint. They think we had Keith Thurman look bad against Lopez. We had Sean Porter struggle against Ugas, even though I knew he was going to struggle because Ugas is no pushover. Is there a chance? Just a chance. I'm not talking logic here. I'm talking intuition. Think there's a chance maybe something goes wrong here with Errol Spence, or like you said, he needs to make a statement here to stand out from all the other welterweights?
Yes, you 150% correct. I'm with you.
150.
He needs to literally dominate Mikey Garcia. He can't. If Errol Spence have a close decision with Mikey Garcia, then that action to be the number one pound for pound fighter is kind of going to go out the door, because people going to say, hey, you fought a guy that started his career at 130 and he jumped up to 147 to fight you, and you didn't dominate him. I really feel he has to dominate him. He got to maul him if he wants to be separated from all the rest of the welterweights and say he's the head honcho at welterweight.
Yeah, he in the eyes of the fans, certainly, most fans think he's already the number one. I gotta ask you though, let's, Errol Spence isn't gonna do this. He's not looking past Mikey Garcia. But let's do it as fans. Let's look past this fight, because I think, we agree. I think Errol Spence is going to beat Mike Garcia. Who would you rather see Errol Spence fight? Sean Porter, or if it could be made, Terence Crawford?
You know what? I'm a fight fan. Sean Porter, for one reason. Sean Porter does not let up for no shape, fashion, and form. He throws a lot of punches. Errol Spence fights straight forward. That's just like a semi-truck, two semi-trucks coming down the lane, hitting head on. I feel that fight is way more exciting. You'll get way more out of the fight, because Terence Crawford is going to be a technician. So it's going to be more so like watching Floyd fight. And people, you know what happened? They get mad when Floyd fight because it's not exciting and ain't no knockouts, but he's a technician. I would pick Sean Porter and Errol Spence to fight if we want to say nominate him for 2019 Fight of the Year.
Yeah, he definitely. And by the way,
Hey, BDA,
yes.
can you hear people on the Hangouts?
What the fuck?
I heard people in the background. Well, Johnny Boy, I heard you laughing. Johnny Boy, can you talk?
Yeah, I can talk, buddy. What's up?
All right, Shorty. All right, apology. I hear you too. Shorty, do you hear the people on the Hangout? Hold on, let's do a little test, because we're trying to figure this shit out. Apology. Go ahead.
He can't hear them.
Yeah, I can't answer him a question.
Yeah, Shorty, did you hear what he said?
I can hear him talking. Yes, I can.
Okay, go ahead. Apology Man, one of our panelists wants to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Apology.
Shorty, what round do you have Spence beating Garcia?
You know me, I'm looking if he does what I think he should do, I don't see it past going 6 rounds.
Yeah, same.
Shorty, do you think Robert Garcia is going to have to come in and save Mikey Garcia, his brother?
You know, now, me, yeah. He's going to have to, because Mikey's a warrior. Now let me make this clear. I'm not calling him pushover or nothing. It's just due to the fact of how many weight classes he has to jump up, and then the guy that he's facing is walking around every day at 180-something plus pounds, and he packs a mean punch. Yes, because Mikey's not going to quit. Mikey is, to me, he got to do this to Mikey, because Mikey's not going to run from him. Mikey's
exactly.
Yeah.
Mikey's coming.
Now, yeah, that's the thing, though, is I'm interested in, because if they were about the same size, let me tell you something, I would give Mikey Garcia a very good shot here, but Errol Spence can control the distance very well, and he's got a sizable reach advantage and height advantage in this fight. So that to me is the main reason that the way he controls the range. That's one of the main reasons why I'm picking him against Mikey Garcia, and of course the weight comes into play as well. So here's a question though: can Mikey Garcia, because he's going to be adding weight? We know he's precise. We know he's very accurate. Does the size help him or hinder him here in this fight?
I feel it's hindering him because if you pay real close attention to the Robert Easton fight when he put on that extra weight, Robert Easton, if he'd have fought Mikey at the right weight, like in between 130 to 135, I think Mikey would have really stopped him. But due to the fact that he had that extra weight, he had to make every move the right move. He couldn't really be the Mikey that he really wanted to be.
Right.
If that makes sense to you.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. And also, let's not forget, he didn't really look all that... Like, he was getting pushed back a little bit against Lipinets. But before we continue on that, Johnny Boy, you want to say something?
No, I was just going to say I tend to agree with Shorty that his brother's probably going to step in and save his ass. Because, I mean, he's not going to let his little brother just sit there and get fucking pummeled. He ain't going to... Yeah.
But unless they're having a fight or something, maybe maybe the day before the fight they have like a brothers disagreement, and Robert says, "You know what? Fuck this guy. I'm gonna let him take a bit of a beating." You never know. You never know.
He better not do that.
Well, you never know, man. And by the way,
everybody's saying that this is a mismatch, right? So why the hell is this on pay-per-view?
well, they needed to get Errol Spence a fight. You know, and
only the haters are calling this a mismatch because they want to throw dirt on my brother Spence. That's
all right.
What this is all about.
X, we're not gonna get into conspiracy theories.
Hey, wait! I
I'm
don't
just
want
saying.
people to cut everybody off.
Fuck all that.
But everybody that's saying that this is a walk up underneath the park, if they ain't never been in that boxing ring before, I bet you can't none one of them even compete with Mikey or Errol Spence. They better not underestimate Mikey. That's one thing that I'm not doing. If you listen to what I said closely, if Errol Spence mauled him and played the big man and stay on him and really bang with him, then eventually I think the weight is going to play a significant thing. If they was fighting at 130 or 135, I'm going to let you know right now, Mikey Garcia is winning that fight.
Oh, that's a bold statement right there, man.
Respect him.
No, because Mikey,
no.
he's better.
Everybody's scared of Mikey. Everybody's scared of him.
He's really a better boxer. Yeah, he's a better boxer. Mikey got good hand and eye coordination and everything. And with that heart of a warrior, fighting him in his dog yard at 135, Errol Spence, you in trouble.
I still think
you in trouble. The eye split tremendously because you got to think about it. Mikey can take a punch, so he's not worried about getting hit by Errol. Look, he's fighting at 147. Now put him at 135. Man, Mikey going. That'll be, to me, that'll be like Marvin Hagler and Thomas Hearns.
Listen, I agree that Mikey Garcia has the skills to be. I've said it before, and I've had disagreements with people here on the Hangout. People didn't think all that highly of Mikey Garcia, but I think he has the skills to be a top 10 pound for pound fighter, if he's not already by some people. But he's just his opposition lately. You know, it hasn't been enough for that level, but his skills are there. But again, he's got too much against Errol Spence. The weight, the size, the height, the reach, the body punching, the fact that his stamina isn't all that great, the fact that he's fighting at 147 for the first time is like, I understand they had to get a fight for Errol Spence. They had to keep him happy. But this fight, I know it's not a pushover, like you're saying, Shorty, but it is a fight where unless Errol Spence comes in and fucks up and doesn't train properly or whatever, I cannot see him losing this fight.
Yeah, can I say something real quick, BDA?
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, Mikey was on Stephen A's show talking out of his ass about Lomachenko yesterday, saying he was hiding behind Bob Arum and all this other bullshit.
He is. It's true. It's true.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. But he fucking
nobody want to fight him. He's the boogeyman. He's the boogeyman. Okay?
Bro, he could have fought
Spence want to fight him.
He could have fought him for undisputed and dropped his belt that he won from Robert Easton. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, you know what? Let me read a comment here in the chat room, because there's a user named Ben Cesaris. He says Errol's painful, dehydrating drainage will be telling and surprising. Exposure is due. So Ben Cesaris thinks that this is a dangerous fight for Mikey. I'd like to listen. Now that we got the call-in show here, I want to hear from the Mexicans because I've been reading the comments. Listen, Shorty, I don't know if you've been checking out the videos for the build-up for this fight. I like to scout the YouTube's comments. There's a lot of Mexicans that are saying Mikey Garcia is going to win. Mikey Garcia is going to win, but they don't say how. Are these?
Yeah, because you know they want to stay true to their heritage and just say that. And this is not a color thing with me or nothing because you hear me. I'm not putting Mikey down. No shape, fashion, or form. I understand boxing to the fullest. Mm-hmm. And most of these people don't understand this fight is really like the guy, the head of the show said. This fight is really coming down to the weight. The weight and the strength that Errol Spence possessed. That's the whole game. We don't all know for sure. Mikey might got the best answer to beat the Errol Spence. He might have to do a Floyd Mayweather, hit him once or twice and run to the other side of the ring post and make him catch up to him. He might fight. We don't know what Mikey gonna come into the ring. And if you a true boxing fan and quit picking people because they're your same color, let's break down the scientists. Boxers usually beat sluggers. Floyd Mayweather did prove it plenty of times. His fights be bored, but some way, somehow, he wins by being a technical fighter. So we don't know what Mikey gonna do. We don't know if Mikey gonna come in and meet him in the center of the ring or come in and hit him 4 or 5 times and go to the other side and say, come and catch me.
Yeah, we don't know the game plan.
Mikey's looking pretty muscular.
Easy.
Mikey is looking pretty muscular. I don't know. I still remember that Juan Manuel Marquez knockout over Pacquiao. Marquez could never drop Pacquiao, but in that fourth fight, where Marquez put on all that muscle, whether he was taking PEDs or not, he did put on a lot of muscle. He managed to stop Pacquiao, so who knows, man?
That's a good point.
Hold on.
BDA, can I make a prediction? Really quick?
I think I already know who you're going to pick, X, but go ahead. Go ahead.
I got stuff to do, okay? This is what I say is going to happen. Mikey Garcia is going to break his hand as soon as he touches Errol Spence. And the fight is going to be over. That's what's going to happen. Okay?
All right.
Errol Spence is
you're breaking up.
You're breaking up, X. You're breaking up.
Yeah, that's the feds always after me and shit.
All right, so you're saying Mike.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm saying.
Now we can't hear you.
Errol Spence is going to win because Mikey's going to break his hand as soon as he touches Errol Spence.
All right, I see.
I don't know why I'm breaking up, man. This is some bullshit.
Yeah, I think the feds are after you. Anyway, X,
Mr.
thanks.
BDA.
Well, hold on, X. I don't know if you're going to leave or not, but if you're going to leave, let me play your outro then.
Yeah, I'm here to tell it like it is.
Yo, here's the story, my man. We got to get a message out about brothers working for these white devils and not getting paid what they deserve.
All right. Is that what you wanted me to play, your intro?
Yeah, you should have played my intro, man. It would have made me happy.
Sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm trying to do 4 or 5 things at the same time here, all right?
Nah, you're a good man. You're a good Mexican.
I'm a good Mexican. Jeez, it's always racial with fucking X. All right, X, thanks a lot.
Yeah, man, I'm mad.
Speaking of Mexicans, Gonzalo, you want to say something?
Yes, Mr. BDA. I think as far as looking past this opponent, Shorty mentioned that Sean Porter would be a good fight. I have to say about Sean Porter that when he fought the bigger man in Ugas, he decided to try a different game plan. And I think when he knows that he can't bully his opponent, he'll try to do something different because even if he tried, he would put up an ugly fight. And he knows that he probably would end up losing if he goes toe-to-toe with a fighter like Spence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was only his first defense, and he looked pretty ugly in there. And, who knows how long he'll be able to maintain, his this pace. He used a different fighting style. But if he gets put in there with the strong man, like a Spence, I think he will lose his title. But anyways, and I think Crawford would be the hardest fight, and the one that with the style that could beat Errol Spence.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as Mikey Garcia, I've been trying to think of the best way, or all these scenarios where I could give Mikey Garcia a little bit of credit, and to try to stretch it out to where, like, I could see him doing something that's just great here, but it's very hard to come up with something because time and time again we've been proved that like for example, really fast here with Triple G and Kell Brook and Rigondeaux and Lomachenko, that it's gonna be the bigger man, that usually
Mhm.
wins, and if everything comes in threes, that'll show the same here.
By the
That's
way,
it.
by the way, Andrew Chav, no, not Andrew Chavez. Who's saying? Yeah, Andrew Chavez in the chat room is saying, "Speak on the IBF rules. What the fuck? What's going on?" Well, let's get back to Shorty. Shorty, do you know what he's talking about? IBF rules? Is there a weight?
I think he's trying to. I think he's trying to link to that. When they take UAs a lot, and the WBC make you take a whole bunch. The IBF doesn't make you take a whole bunch, but that's a good thing to touch on. But to me, I'm not worried about that. I'm just looking at the scientific of boxing.
Mhm.
When you say you got a champion that's undefeated, which is Mikey Garcia's, got an excellent 70-something% knockout ratio. Then you got Errol Spence that's playing in the 90s knockout ratio, and then you got a guy that's coming up 2 weight classes. He's not no bum fighter. And I'm not going on Adrian Broner, but he's no Adrian Broner. Mike is going to let his hands go. And the number one thing is people got to quit trying to say he doesn't have a chance, because it takes only one punch to change the fight. And Mikey hits hard enough to knock Errol Spence out. Now, you got to also pay attention. He packs a good punch, and it only takes so much pressure to a pressure point that you can put him in 99. And everybody know that. Like Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson. Everybody said there was nowhere in the world Buster Douglas was going to fight Mike Tyson. But the whole world didn't know Mike Tyson didn't take that fight serious. He wasn't training proper and everything. We don't know what Errol Spence is doing. I'm just breaking down some facts of, if Errol Spence win, how should he win? And I think I answered that by saying he has to maul him and be the bigger man. If Mikey Garcia win, I feel he has to fight like Floyd Mayweather. He has to fight in the pocket, move in and out, and a lot of foot movement, and Mikey can win because he has enough punch to keep Errol Spence honest. Because if you watch the Kell Brook fight, Spence was coming forward when Kell Brooks was hitting him, letting him know, like, wait a minute, I'm going to hit you good too, partner. Errol Spence had to go 11 rounds and finally wear him down, and then he got him. Now, who say Mikey Garcia can't go 11 rounds? I say he can. I really do, if the Mikey Garcia come in the fight and he got the right strategy, which is a Terrence Crawford style. Whoever the other person spoke on, saying that Terrence Crawford style is the style that could beat Errol Spence. Now, if Mikey come with that style, we might have history.
Yeah, you made me think, because you said that earlier. You said, what if Mikey Garcia, we don't know how he's going to fight. What if he tries to meet Errol Spence in the middle of the ring? I tell you something right now, just to see how that turns out, that would be worth the pay-per-view price.
Yes, it is. And I'm going to be live and direct watching it.
Oh, you're from Texas? You're going to be there in Texas, or?
No. I'm going to be watching it at home.
Okay. And by the way, Bucho's telling me to integrate people from the Hangout, but it's just I'm trying to figure out how to do both things at the same time, right, guys? So if I don't get too much of the people on the Hangouts, it's just because I'm still trying to figure out how to space the time here for the calls, because we do only have a certain amount of time to take calls from Blog Talk Radio. Otherwise, after 2 hours, it cuts off, and right now we got an hour left. We also have another caller. We're gonna leave you on the line so you can chime in. All right, but let me just get to another.
Thank you.
No problem. And let me just get to the next caller here. All right, 262. You're on the line. 262. Are you there?
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Hello. Oh, hey, now, how you guys doing, man?
Good. Could you introduce yourself to us, please? Name and rank, soldier.
Yeah, my name is Alex. My name is Alex Stancato. I'm calling from Las Vegas.
Alex Delgado. And what's your rank, soldier?
Oh, my rank? I don't
No, I'm
know.
kidding.
I don't know.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. So, Andrew, are you Andrew Chavez in the chat, or you're different, Andrew?
Yeah, no, I'm Alex Stancato I'm in your chat all the time, man.
Oh, okay. So, thanks for calling, man. Yeah, some people in the chat room are saying Delgado or Delgado.
No, it's Stancato.
Oh, Stancato. See, I was.
Yeah, it's all well, man. I had a question for you guys because I think about this all the time. Anytime there's big fights in Texas, I always look back to like all these terrible decisions in Texas, like Pernell Whitaker against Chavez. They gave Chavez a draw, and then I think another one was like Paulie Malignaggi fought Juan Diaz, and they just stole it from him. Like I can't even recall. I think it was an Emmanuel Augustus fight. Like, Texas is just terrible the way they cheat these fighters. They just rob them, like blind. I want to know, you guys think Mikey might – he's going to go – you got to think he's going to box and stop and pick Spence off. Spence is like the bigger, stronger guy, so he's going to take that role. I mean, I got to wonder, like, is Mikey going to look for the 12 rounds? That's the most likely thing, to outbox the stronger man.
Well, who wants to answer that question?
I don't think.
I can answer it.
Well, hold on. All right.
Can you get a decision in Texas?
Well, hold on. Let's get to apology.
So.
Apology. Let's get to apology, then we'll get to Shorty. Apology. Go ahead.
No, because Heyman has Spence's back pocket. Why would you risk his number one star in Texas? Like, if anything, the judges are on Spence's side.
Well, hold on a second. What if Al Heyman looks at it and says, you know what? Errol Spence doesn't bring that many fans outside of Texas. Maybe with Mikey Garcia, I can take him to Chicago, LA, Texas. You know what I mean?
Nah. Garcia doesn't have it in him. Spence wants to fight. Garcia doesn't.
All right.
Like, I guarantee he's going to retire after the fight.
Hold on. Let's get to Shorty, and then we'll get to Johnny Boy. All right, Shorty, go ahead.
Well, my thing is, if this fight go 12 rounds, I pray that they don't do no BS with it. But I can't. If we're gonna go on the business, whoever said that about Al Heyman saying Mikey draws more people, you're correct. If you look at Errol Spence fight, and I'm a Spence fan, he's not a big draw if we stay at the business part. Terrence Crawford and all of them beats him when it comes to the big draws to the ring. And that's due to the fact that Spence been knocking everybody out and ain't nobody really challenged him. And it's just one thing. I watch boxing from both aspects. I don't watch it because I like Keith Thurman to say, oh, Keith Thurman won that fight. If Keith Thurman lost the fight, I would tell Keith Thurman to his face, hey, bro, you lost that fight. I look at everything where the fighter breaks to the ring.
What's up, guys?
Don't play Mikey cheap. Don't play him cheap. And I don't want no.
Hello.
I pray to God that it's no bad call.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hold on.
What the fuck happened?
Hold on. What's going on in the Hangouts?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Sorry.
What, did you guys drop out or something? Because I saw everybody dropped out.
Something happened, BDA. I was talking to I was talking one-on-one with someone. It was me recognized. I clicked on something.
Are you guys fucking high?
Had a separate hangout.
Are you guys?
It was funny, BDA. I dropped off and then I went to get back on, right? But with the link.
Right.
Next thing you know, I'm like waiting and I'm like, hello? And you're like, yeah, what's up?
That's what I did too, bro.
All right. I don't know what happened.
So just you two the separate hangout.
All right.
So you got I see you got your call in, man.
Yeah, we got the call in, and we gotta hurry up because we only got 1 hour left with the people on calling. So,
Okay.
Gonzalo, you want to ask Shorty something?
Jesus, what are we talking about?
What do you think?
The other caller, Stancato. I was gonna say that. He was talking about if Mikey could win a decision. I mean, that whole Texas thing with Chavez, he used the example. That was a very long time ago. I mean, we can't really, we really can't go by like that. We can't really think like that, you know. These are. Let's think about the present. Let's think about the fight that's upcoming.
Spence is from Texas too.
Yeah. So Mikey he's definitely have to pace himself and test the waters because he can't go for broke with a much bigger guy, and just gas out. Because if he goes for broke and he gasses out, he's for surely gonna get knocked out. So he's got to pace himself and see what's going on and try to box. And if he fears that he can hurt him, then take that opportunity. But you definitely have to fight and be conditioned to go the 12 rounds. You can't go for broke because the bigger guy is gonna definitely take over. That's all.
Can I say what I was going to say, BDA? No,
Yes,
I'm sorry.
please. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No, I was just going to say, I'm curious to see if Mikey bulking up and putting some muscle on is going to slow him down or not, because that's going to be, that's going to be a problem if he slowed down. So if it took away from his speed, bulking up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely going to slow him down a bit. It might add to his power. It might not. I want to get Ben Cesaris in the chat room. Says Errol cherry picked. What is this world coming to? I want to hear from Ben Cesaris because I think he believes Garcia is going to win this. So I'd love to hear from him. I want Ben, call in. It's free, man. It's a call free. It's toll free, right, Bucho? All right, Bucho's.
I hope so, Frank.
Well, I mean,
it should be.
It's if he has the right plan, it should be free.
Yeah, it should.
No, but the number is given by Block Talk, so I think it's free. I think
it should be free.
It should. What's that 657 area code? What's that? That's Canada.
It's Cali.
Cali.
It's California.
It should be.
Oh, okay.
It should be free, just like the Spence-Mikey fight.
Oh, Johnny Boy with the jokes.
Yeah, that should be free.
Are the callers still on the line, BDA?
Yes, they are. I believe they are.
Nah, they're gone.
How do you know? They're still on. What?
No, I'm just. I'm looking at. I mean, I have a little bit of experience in Blog Talk Radio when they call in. They're gone. They're gone.
They're still here. What's up?
Carmine left. He ain't here no more, BDA.
All right. Shorty and Andrew, you're still there, right?
No.
Correct.
They're gone.
I can see them on the thing anyway.
Recognize he's fucking with
mistake.
me.
Yeah,
he's fucking with me. Go back to selling bootleg DVDs in front of the bodega. All right.
I'm actually selling tickets to the Errol Spence and Mikey fight at the Garden.
You know what was funny? I was re-listening to the show, the last one I was on, the last one I hosted, where you were broadcasting the fight there in the bodega. It's funny how, as soon as the guy came close to you, you're like, don't get close to me. Don't get close. Like you're still living in that world, aren't you? Of if somebody
because he came a little too aggressive, and like like New Yorkers are like, there's a lot of weird people. I don't know if he's spaz. When I saw him coming too close, he was coming aggressive. So before I punch him by accident, let's say if I punch him for no reason, and knock his head off, I'm gonna feel bad if he was just. So I just said, listen, keep your distance and talk to me from right there. Because you're coming a little too aggressive, so I don't want to accidentally punch you in your face.
Well, listen, the great thing about Recognize is that even if he knocks somebody out and they sue him, he has all his assets hidden under his mattress, like any good Puerto Rican. So they're not gonna find shit from Recognize. Come on.
I got it all under my family's account. Damn,
there you go.
I said that, but.
Yeah, ask the caller question.
Well, first of all, we got two callers. So, apology, we got two callers. So, is it Shorty or Andrew that you're directing your question
Andrew.
to?
You just Andrew have winning in what round?
Yeah, let's guess Andrew. Who do you have winning the fight and which round? Andrew, are you there?
I think he gone.
Oh, hello. Are you talking to me?
Yes. Apology.
Yeah. Oh shit. Hey. Oh, my bad, man. I'm over here. I got you on speaker. I'm cooking some shit up. No, it's you said Andrew. I'm Alex, bro. I was thinking. I was like, oh, he's not talking to me. I'm my bad. I don't really know. I don't really know who I'm picking. I gotta pick Errol Spence. I think he's gonna use his jab a lot. I think he's gonna kind of go about it like a winky, like a winky right. You know what I mean? Kind of keeping that right distance, using that powerful jab, and kind of not get too much into it to get Mikey. I think Mikey's gonna stop and fire right hands and left hooks and kind of keep it moving and try to walk Spence in. But I mean, I gotta pick Spence by decision, but I'll never count a guy like Mikey Garcia out. So I just wonder if he does all that, if he does a beautiful job boxing the bigger, stronger man, will he get the credit for it? You know what I mean? Or will they just be like, oh, he was getting walked down and that's a 10-8 or that's a 10-9 for Errol Spence. I don't know, but I gotta pick Spence.
All right, there you go. He's gonna speak Spanish. You have to speak Spanish. And by the way, we got on the hangout a guy I know isn't gonna buy this fucking pay-per-view. Precise, are you on the line?
Yes, what's up?
Good to have you on board, man.
Precise is smart.
Well, listen, we're getting people's I want to get people that never come onto the hangout. I want callers to call in and give us their opinion. And I want Mexicans too. I want Mexicans to who come in here and who are picking Mikey, and I want them to break down the fight. I want to see which universe they see Mikey Garcia beating Errol Spence. Now, yeah, go ahead, Regulus. Go ahead.
Maybe they listen. This is what I'll say. Look, I believe Spence should win this fight. That's it. He should win because he's the bigger guy, and I'm not saying Mikey Garcia is not a good fighter because he definitely is. I don't see nothing in terms of skill set that would translate for him beating bigger men like a guy like Errol Spence. I don't see amazing speed or amazing power that would say, sort of like a Manny Pacquiao when he was moving up, Floyd Mayweather when they were moving up.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. I don't see none of that ability in him. Maybe I'm wrong. I definitely don't overestimate Spence as a fighter. I think when I see Spence, I call it. I judge him on what he's done so far, which is not that much, but it looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So if he beats Spence, then Spence is not as good as I thought he was. That's it.
Oh, so you're gonna be hypercritical.
I got a response for that.
Go ahead, Shorty.
I got a response for that.
Go ahead.
In Mikey's defense. Okay, what Mikey shares the same thing that Floyd and Manny Pacquiao has. He has excellent hand and eye coordination, which is the most important part in boxing. You have to have that hand and eye coordination. He shares the exact same style as a Manny Pacquiao does. Is when he fights in complete combinations. Like Mikey doesn't throw one punch and move over here. When Mikey get ready to punch, he's making sure he could get off 2 or 3 shots and then get up out of there. And he does that damn good. If you watch all of his fights, it's just that he's been lately coming against fighters that has excellent chins, that you got to have punches like Madonna or Errol Spence to get him up out of there. But that's not taking nothing away from Mikey, because Errol Spence already showed that when Lamont Peterson fought him in the first few rounds, Lamont was giving him difficult problems, and Errol couldn't do what Errol really wanted to do. So he had to maul him and bully him into his victory. Now, Mikey Garcia, one, he's young too. Y'all got to remember, he ain't got no wear and tear on his body. I'm just saying, if Errol Spence want to walk out of Texas and be rated as one of the pound-for-pound best, he got to completely dominate Mikey Garcia, and he's going to have his work cut out.
I agree. Yeah, Mikey Garcia has no wear and tear on his body. I saw Precise's video, and I agree. The bigger more physical guy, he's going to have all the advantages. And Errol Spence got a good jab. He's probably going to bust up Mikey's nose, and we're going to be able to see how much heart Mikey has. But also, Errol Spence takes a lot of punches, and it seems like he gets confused in there. If he's not getting his way, he gets tagged up and he loses his posture. And we're gonna be able to see how he holds up together as well. Errol Spence does, because sometimes it seems like he loses his focus and he gets tagged up, and he doesn't put on his best foot forward. And so we're gonna see how that works, but yeah.
I'll tell him to jab. If I'm Errol Spence trainer, I'm telling him to jab his way in. Mikey Garcia's feet are not fast to deflect the jab, and he should win easy.
Yeah, that's probably
I know. I think on the exchanges, Mikey being the shorter guy, I don't think it's gonna affect him too much. With him having the shorter reach, because once he goes in there and tries to bully him, if he gets off first, and he's able to hit him, then reset, move out of the way, then he can change it up for Errol Spence, where he can find him when he moves around. Who's ever to land first, when Mikey comes in, if he's able to get him on the inside and move out, kind of play possum, that might not be so bad for him. And
right.
having the shorter reach.
Gonzalo,
he's shorter on the inside. Yeah.
All right. Let Shorty reply. Shorty, you want to reply? I think.
The reason why I said Errol Spence better not use that jab is exactly what the last gentleman was saying. See, Mikey, when I say hand and eye coordination, that's what comes in effect. Once I know this is what you want to do, you in trouble. Because now I'm setting up 3 and 4 shots ahead of time. Because, see, when these fighters get out there and Mikey is an excellent strategy fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't never seen Mikey overpunch. I never seen Mikey throw unnecessary punches. I have really watched this Mexican fighter. He reminds me of a mixture of Chavez and Roberto Duran, but his punching accuracy is beautiful. See, in boxing, if you coming in every time behind the stick, I could touch it, slip to the side, hit an angle on you, and I'm getting off my hooks in my right hand. And everybody know, you get hit with a left hook, you wake up tomorrow morning talking about, is the fight still on?
All right,
so
now
I wouldn't fight with a jab.
All right.
Not with him. I'll maul him. You got to maul him.
Now let's because we got Andrew on the line and he says Mikey, to your point, Shorty, he says Mikey's gonna win, I think. So Andrew, are you on the line?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Andrew, good to have you on board. You believe Mikey's gonna win this fight, right?
I do. I believe he's gonna win. Everyone's saying that Spence's biggest advantage is his size and his strength, right? Am I right? Is that what you guys are saying? That's his biggest advantage?
I would say his jab. His jab is his best advantage. He's got by far the more superior jab.
Also body shots.
So the IBF rules only lets Spence gain 10 pounds the next day. So with the weight won't be a huge factor the next day when they do fight, because he can only gain 10 pounds according to IBF rules. So Spence will come in about 160, Mikey will come in about 152.
But didn't they? Sorry, not to be rude, but didn't they remove that rule?
A difference.
Only for unification.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
No,
all right,
they haven't removed that rule, so they're fighting for the IBF title. So Spence could only gain 10 pounds the next day. So it's not
the morning of the fight. He still got all day. He still got all day to put more weight on.
Yeah, but how much weight can you really put on in that short of
Errol
period of
Spence
time?
looks
That's why
160 at least. He looks 160 at least in the ring every time.
Man, that motherfucker's gonna be 185 pounds going in there.
I don't think he'll be quite that much, but I think he'll be in the 165.
He'll have a 10-pound advantage probably.
Yeah. At least, yeah.
But
a 10-pound advantage.
Hold on.
But it's gonna be 10 pounds of pure fucking muscle and 3% body fat. Mikey's like 20% body fat. I mean, come on, man.
He's gonna break that dude up, man.
All right, I
don't hate Mikey. I don't hate Mikey, and I don't love Spence, but he's gonna fuck him up.
All right, listen. I gotta say something. I think there's a bit of a delay between what people from the Hangouts here and via the people on the line via Blog Talk. So if somebody says something on Hangouts, I think it might take about 2 seconds for people on Blog Talk to get it, I think. So let's try not to talk all over each other. This is the first time we're integrating the Hangouts with the Blog Talk. So next time what we're going to do is we're going to get to the Hangout first for an hour, and then the last 2 hours we'll get to the calls. But we just wanted to see if it worked, because we didn't know if this shit was going to work. So we had to put people on the line right away. So yeah, I mean, listen, you guys, I agree with everybody on the Hangout. I think this fight, if Spence comes in and he makes weight and he came in prepared and everything, he didn't fuck around, he didn't go to fucking rodeos and drink all week, he's gonna beat Mikey Garcia. I mean, I think it's pretty common knowledge, but I don't know. I think people that paid for the pay-per-view in advance, I think some people might be trying to build this fight up to be like a big pay-per-view matchup that it really isn't. I'm more interested though in seeing Benavidez fight on the undercard.
BDA asked the caller question, Andrew.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's gone.
He's gone.
I think he's gone.
Yeah, and he didn't even break down the fight though.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him to break down the fight.
I think he doesn't want to wait too long. I don't know. Andrew, you let us know in the fucking in the chat room. See if.
I think he's just. I think they're just banking that in this case, he's the better boxer in terms of, I guess, fundamentals. But even in that, if you guys think he's better than Errol Spence fundamentally, I don't think it's way better. That's the problem. Like, look, when you're a little dude and you're going up in weight, this is something that I learned from boxing. You got to have a certain advantage, right? I'm talking about if you're fighting a well-schooled fighter, right? If you're fighting a guy he's not that good, and maybe you might get away with it with certain abilities that you have. When you're fighting a big dude that I like some of us here said on the panel, that the one thing he does good is he throws a nice jab. He throws a heavy jab because he puts his body into it, and he does it pretty accurate and pretty fast. And then he works off of that. The one thing he doesn't do, doesn't move his head that well, at least not yet. So he doesn't move his head well. The problem that I have with that, I don't see where Mikey Garcia has the power to hurt Errol Spence, right? Manny Pacquiao, when he went up in weight, had blazing speed, punched hard enough that when you combine the speed and that he punches hard enough, it actually scared his opponents. I don't see, maybe I'm wrong. Time will only tell. I don't see that from Mikey Garcia where he's going to jump up in weight and it's going to translate to him beating much bigger guys, a guy like Errol Spence, for example.
Yeah.
I just don't see that.
I agree. I mean, well, actually, I disagree. I think Errol Spence has a very good chin, and I think Mikey Garcia, if he puts on weight, he's only gonna hit harder. I think it's more of Spence having a good chin than Mikey.
He got hit by pretty clean by Kell Brook. Now look, I think going into that fight, Kell Brook was a little bit of a wounded warrior going in. Actually, a lot, because he got his face broken, so that's probably in his mind. But he was punching like he was trying to hurt Spence, and he was getting Spence attention at times, and definitely in the first half of the fight. But I can't see, Mikey doesn't hit as hard as Kell Brook.
No. Well,
he's not as physically strong as Kell Brook.
Yeah, you're right. Now hold on a second.
Sorry, it's just like I don't, maybe I'm wrong, but
recognize. Sorry, sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. Before we continue, I want to give a shout out to Michael Stock. He says, "Awesome show, guys. I'm still trying to catch up to you guys, including the panel and chat. I have been putting in that hard work." All right, thanks, Michael, for your contribution. Keep on watching the show, listening, and thank you for the contribution. It's really helping. It's gonna help for the call-in show every month. Also, we've just before we get to official boxing scorecard. Andrew Chavez, who called in but dropped out, he says Mike is a better boxer, close in weight. I say he breaks down Errol to the body. He's closer to the body than to Errol. He'll beat him as his own game. And he says, I'm not Mexican. I'm from Madrid, Spain, now living in Albuquerque. Wait a minute. He went from Spain to Albuquerque. What the fuck?
Yeah, Madrid. You went from Madrid, Spain. You know how nice it is over there.
Yeah, that's like moving from Brooklyn to, I don't know, Newark or something. All right, listen.
You got the feminists invading.
All right, hold on.
Did you meet Walter White when you got to Albuquerque?
All right, hold on. Official boxing scorecard. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, just 2 quick points. So I'm not trying to compare the fights just for the sake of it, but I think that to Shorty's first point, I think that that the guy Spence should behave the same way Golovkin did it against Brook, meaning that he should not be playing his game of trying to box. No, you know that you're a bigger, stronger guy, so you should use it. And so I really agree with Shorty on that, because I mean, Mikey, we all respect Mikey, and he's a good boxer, but he should not get that respect from Spence at his weight, at his class weight. So that's all. And my second point, the second caller, what his name was, Alex. He was asking about the decision in Texas. Well, I mean, if you take a closer look at it, first of all, Spence is 2 or 3 years younger than Mikey. Plus, the second thing is that Mikey is maxed out at 47. I mean, he's even pudgy at 47. He was pudgy at 40. And this is his maximum weight class. And you know that the smaller guy as Mikey, he in the next few years he cannot. I mean, he can have some good results, but this is his. He cannot do much better than he did because he depends on reflexes and everything. I mean, he's a skilled boxer. While Spence, he's younger, then he's the A side, would be favored by Al Heyman, and then this is not the end. The 47 is not the end of his career. He can go up in weight in the next few years, where he doesn't depend on reflexes and the other things the smaller guys like Mikey depend on.
Right. Yeah, that's an interesting point right there, official, and I agree with it. Okay, who's rearranging their wine collection in the background? I hear bottles and I hear clinking. Come on, guys.
Nah, that was me. I'm just moving some stuff around.
You know the drill. You know the drill. Mute that mic if you're not gonna talk. Please.
I tell you, I multitask while I'm doing the show. You know.
Yeah, I'm trying to multitask too here.
Sorry, BDA.
I'm trying to multitask because I'm trying to read the chat room, trying to get. Gonzalo just donated. Shout out to Gonzalo. Thanks a lot, Gonzalo. Always appreciate your contributions. And Gonzalo, how many times I gotta tell you? You can leave a message, man.
BDA is there.
Yeah, BDA. Yeah, okay. Well, he's in the hangout, so what?
Shut up. I want him to leave a message. All right, go ahead, Apology. What were you going to say?
Yeah, is there any callers still online?
Yeah, we still got Shorty on the line.
I wanted to ask him, how does Errol Spence match up with the other welterweights?
Shorty,
Say that again?
How does Errol Spence match up with the other welterweights?
He said, how does Errol Spence match up against the other welterweights?
Well, in my opinion, the one he better stay away from is Terrence Crawford. The rest, he should walk through the rest with no problem. He should beat all the rest because he got that kill mentality. But he better stay away from Terrence Crawford because Terrence Crawford got the punch, he got the foot, he got the defense, he got the speed, and he ain't scared of him not one bit. If you've been watching on some social media, Terrence Crawford been calling Errol Spence out at the fight, talking about, come on, when we gonna fight? Come on, let's do it. I'm ready to fight you. So, but I want to answer the question to the gentleman. He talked once before, and he was speaking about the Carol Brooks and everything, and about Mikey's punch and everything. Mikey Garcia is one of the most accurate punchers in boxing today. Out of all the top fighters, he's very accurate with his punch. And if you know boxing like you're supposed to know boxing, it doesn't take a 10-pound sledgehammer to knock you out. It's the accuracy and where the punch lands. And the number one thing is if you don't see it coming, that usually knocks people out. And the reason why I say if Errol Spence come in this fight working behind his jab, that power jab, and everything against a fighter like Mikey Garcia, that's the strategy that I think Mikey said he could beat Errol Spence with because he's knowing when that jab comes, I can slip and give an angle, and my right hand and my left hook, you'll never see that left hook coming.
That's an interesting point.
Can I respond to that real quickly?
Go ahead, yeah.
All right, listen. This is just science, right? If you can't hurt me, you can't make me stop. I'm fucking you up. That's it. I'm gonna keep punching until I start hurting you. Until I start hurting you.
To Canelo then.
No. Canelo, he was hurting. Floyd was getting Canelo's attention. You're wrong about that. Floyd was getting Canelo's attention with punches.
Listen, my brother on the other end, Mikey's gonna get Errol Spence's attention because
maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong. But what I'm saying, I'm trying to break down the fight until it happens. It's all speculation. I'm just saying I haven't seen anything from Garcia that tells me he could stop Errol Spence in his tracks. He could hit him. I agree with you because the guy don't move his head. Okay, I totally agree with that. I don't see anything in him that can make him stop and say, "Let me reset. Let me go back to the drawing board." Right? That's where you get your opportunity to outbox the bigger man. Right? Um, but if that can't happen, if that cannot happen, look, it's going to be a situation where Earl Spence is just going to walk right through him and eventually catch him with bigger shots that is going to at least break him down, if not just straight out hurt him and end the fight. That's the way I
The
see it.
last thing, the way I see it is the last thing that Mikey wants is to have Spence paying attention. He wants Spence to just go balls out and not mind anything and just fight stupid. That's what he wants. If Spence is on his P's and Q's and he's paying attention, he's gonna outbox Mikey simply because he's got the better jab, he got the longer jab, and his jab got more power on it. And as far as Mikey's accuracy, hold on one second. As far as Mikey's accuracy, he didn't look very accurate against Lipinets, and he telegraphs his punches. His punches are easy to see. I don't see this like highly accurate fighter. Now, if he does land cleanly on your chin, it has had effect all the way up to 140. But
Hold on.
there's this whole idea that like, Mikey's gonna have it all his way. Mikey's gonna throw a punch, Spence is gonna throw with him, he's gonna throw before him, and he's gonna throw after Mikey's throwing punches. So it's not like Mikey's just gonna be throwing at him and Spence is not gonna be doing anything. Even if he hits Spence, Spence is gonna come back with something. So this is an awful matchup for Mikey. Go ahead.
All right, now hold on. Before we continue, I do have to address different people here. I know we have a lot of panelists and we do have callers. So before we get to more of the subject, we got 13 who's been on the line for a while. 13, are you there? 13.
Yep.
All right, you there? Good to have you on board, man. We're testing out this new. I think Shorty left. All right, so Shorty left. So until somebody calls in, we're back to the old schedule. Apology Man just donated to the super chat. Shout out to Apology Man. Thanks a lot. And he says, going to a slightly new career field might not be on the show for a while. Apology, what the fuck, man? Don't leave us hanging. What are you talking about?
Apology's going to be a bodybuilder.
He's going to be a male stripper at a gay nightclub.
I recognize. I was at my mother's house yesterday. I was going through her closet looking for something. I found Trinidad and Vargas on VHS tape.
Oh,
That's mine. That's mine. Bring it back.
All right, so listen, Shorty dropped out of the phone call, but I want to give a shout out to Shorty for calling in. You know what, Shorty, if you have the time or if you know how to do it, get on the Hangouts one of these days. I'd love to talk to you on the Hangouts. Less time consuming, because by the way, if anybody wants to call, we got 35 minutes left on the what's it called, the blog talk. So if anybody wants to call in, the number is right there on your screen. 657.
There's a lot of confidence in this dude, right?
Yeah,
and in Mikey Garcia. I'm one to say it. I'm not totally sold on Errol Spence. I just think that if he does beat him, look, I have a feeling that when it comes to Mikey Garcia, he has great boxing potentials, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing flashy about him, is what I'm trying to say. There's nothing when you fight bigger dudes, man. Boxing is about using your hands. You can't use your feet. You can't use your legs. You're not allowed to grab your opponent behind the head and throw a knee to his face if like some adversity happens, right? A street fight is totally different. When you're using hands, your hands. Right, you could push off with your elbow, maybe push off with your arm. It's a different ball game. Weight matters, especially that kind of weight, where it's Errol Spence that outweighs this dude by naturally by at least probably be by 20 to 25 pounds. Well, on top of that, he's about a good 4 or 5 inches taller than him at the same time. Longer reach. Yeah. The speed factor is okay. I'll give it to. For the sake of this argument, I'll give it to Mikey Garcia just because he's smaller. Guy. Right, that's it. The speed factor, but it's not that much, bro. You need an advantage going in when you're fighting a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, didn't Floyd and Pacquiao show that? Yeah. Didn't they show that's how successful they were?
That's a good point.
They had a certain advantage over these big dudes.
Yeah. That's a good point. And I do want to...
Spence is gonna get outboxed for a few rounds. He's gonna get outboxed and Mikey's gonna land, and even Spence is gonna get frustrated. But what I've seen... Spence is not gonna slip a lot of punches, but he's gonna start blocking. Just knowingly, he's gonna go in there, accepting that he's gonna have to trade and he's gonna get hit, but he's just gonna start bullying him and blocking a lot of shots. And when he starts blocking and Mikey starts wearing down as far as his physical strength, that's when Errol Spence is gonna take over.
Initially, I didn't give a shit who won this fight, but after hearing Mikey say all that stupid shit he said yesterday about Lomachenko, I hope Spence goes in there and gives this motherfucker a pumpkin head.
Oh, here we go. Johnny Boy, the Lomachenko
shit.
fan, can't take it when somebody badmouths Lomachenko. What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you?
Well, I'm just saying, BDA, you could have fought him for undisputed. You didn't want to, and you moved up in weight. Just like you could have fought Crawford for undisputed at 140, but you waited till he made his move to 47. Just.
Well, guess what? He's fighting the big enchilada now at 147. So I'm giving him a pass. If he wants to say that he's God or that he's a woman now or whatever, he can say whatever the fuck he wants.
By the way,
the big enchilada, sure.
Well, G Boogie, thank you for your contribution. He says, King Bucho, put on your old man glasses. I don't know what you guys are talking. Maybe I'm not reading enough comments or something. I just wanted to say, I wanted to just evaluate Mikey Garcia's power. So, we agree that Mikey cannot hurt Errol Spence Jr., but what if he throws like a haymaker? Is that even enough to hurt a guy like Spence?
Even if he knocks him down, Spence is gonna get up and win anyway. That's the most I see Mikey doing. Maybe he'll knock him down. Maybe he might buzz him early, but he ain't knocking out Spence. Come on.
He's gonna look
shocked. I'll be shocked if he knocks fucking Spence down.
Spence is gonna look like fucking Bobby Bacala compared to Mikey. And bro, what the fuck?
Listen,
I watched an interview when he spoke on a radio show, and the interviewer asked him if he ever got hurt in the ring. He said the last time he got hurt in the ring was in the amateurs. He got clipped, but he said he got hit in the nose really hard. And he had like an outer body experience.
Who's this?
He got buzzed. Spence got buzzed at 147. I forget. He fought some Latino
I know you're
guy.
talking
I forget who, Rodriguez, or I don't know. One of them comments.
All right, listen.
Are you talking about?
I know you're talking about precise. He got hit by an uppercut. Right hand, I think.
Are you guys talking about he's a Spanish origin, but he's a black dude, right?
No. He was like brown skin.
It was Barrera, I think.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
Well, let me say something.
He was
here.
referring to a fight in the amateurs.
All right, let me say something. Let me say something, please. Just the reason why. Listen, we talked about Garcia versus Spence, and I think we can all agree that Mikey Garcia is going to be on the underdog here. But the reason why I wanted to have the call-in show too is I want Mexicans. I want the people that are picking. I know it's not just Mexicans. There might be one or some fucking white guy.
No, it's just Mexicans, bro.
Well, you never know. There might be one guy in Minnesota or something, that thinks that Mikey Garcia is going to pull.
That's dating a Mexican girl, wishing he were Mexican. All right,
that's a good point.
There's going to be a guy who calls it like this precise. He's going to say, yo, I want to defend my boy Mikey, but I'm not Mexican. I'm telling you right now. Motherfucker, you're Mexican. Stop it.
One thing I have to say, recognize, you say you're not completely sold on Errol Spence. I don't know how he keeps moving up forward on the pound for pound list, though, with only 3 fights, with 3 defenses. And one was against Peterson. Yeah, the only really good one was against Kell Brook.
Go ahead, precise.
No, what one of the callers, I forget his name, Sophie, I think it was, said that Spence has to beat the shit out of Mikey to prove that he's pound for pound. No. You got to dominate people in your own division and hopefully maybe move up to be in the pound for pound conversation. You don't get on the pound for pound list for dominating little guys. I don't care how good you think they are. That's not what gets you on the pound for pound list. But have you guys seen the little PBC fighters predicting this fight? It was 3 dudes that gave Mikey a chance or pick Mikey to win. I think it was Josecito Lopez. I think it was Leo Santa Cruz. And it was they weren't just Mexicans. They were also from his gym and shit.
Oh, jeez.
Or like from Cali, they sparred together, that type of shit.
Come on, man. Mikey's gonna beat him up, eh? Yeah, I mean, listen, come on.
Except to Tefimo Lopez.
Well, he's from Honduras, I think. So he's not. He's one of those guys that when he goes to the Midwest, he pretends to be Mexican.
He's a fake Mexican.
Yeah.
No, he's Mexican. He's just that he's competitive. So just because you're Mexican doesn't mean he won't want to fight you. He wants to fight you.
Listen, I want to hear.
Terrence Crawford beating the shit out of Inoue doesn't get him on the pound for pound list. That's fucking ridiculous.
That's a good point.
Is right.
That's a good point.
This is a thinking.
Hold on. King Bucho wanted to say something. Go ahead, King Bucho.
Steve Kim on Twitter, he says, "I'll just put it out there. I'm on the record, on the DVD, on the 8-track, on the iPod cassette tape. I'm picking Mikey Garcia to win on Saturday."
Oh,
there you have it.
Steve Kim.
Yeah.
Well, I respect Steve Kim's opinion, so I want to hear. I'm gonna read more of his articles on ESPN this upcoming week. See why, if he explains why.
If he beats him, let's say he beats him on points, right? Hypothetically, come Sunday we do a show and he beats him, and he beats he had beat him on points. It's gonna be because Errol Spence is not that good.
Oh,
I guarantee you. We're gonna watch. You're gonna look at the fight. Listen, I'm just gonna if it happens, I guarantee you we're gonna point so many flaws in his game and say that's why he lost. He's not gonna if he brings his best fighting performance and fights off the jab like you're supposed to, jab the shit out of this dude, work off of that, whether you're hooking up to the body or hooking upstairs. He should win this fight, man. He's just too big, man. I can't see it.
Well, let me tell you something right now, man. You made a good point. If Mikey Garcia beats Errol Spence, listen, I've told you before. I'll say it again. I said it earlier in the show. I think Mikey Garcia has pound for pound skills. Now, some of you guys, you might not agree with that, but I agree with
that. I agree with that.
But hold on, yeah, okay, but I see it. I see it. But Errol Spence is no pushover. You know what I mean? It's like the skills are not that far apart, and then you factor in the size and the weight. Like, it's just not. I don't see. Hey, listen, I'm not a boxing expert, so I could be wrong. But no, so far nobody's explained to me how Mikey Garcia is going to beat Errol Spence. Well, actually, hold on. Andrew did give us a breakdown. He said he's going to go to the body and he's going to break Errol Spence down.
No, none of us here really
get hit by uppercuts.
To get to Spence's body, you got to get close to him. That's the last thing he wants to do.
No, that's not Mikey's plan, man. Mikey's gonna be moving, but with his short arms.
I got a better shot at fucking Carmen Electra than Mikey does at winning the fight.
I don't know. Have you seen Carmen Electra lately? I think you might have.
I think Johnny Boy, I think you have. If you've seen Carmen Electra lately, I think you got a great shot.
I don't know if she looks. Well, back in the day, I mean, I don't know.
BDA, put on the screen.
Put her on the. Hold on a second.
We all know who she is, but I was about to say the draw is 20-1. The odds for a draw are 20-1. Is that
I like those.
a possibility? It's that good.
I can have a feeling because Heyman always pulls that bullshit. Draw this, draw that.
I tell you what, though,
I might do a little bet on that one right there.
Yeah.
I tell you what. First of all, Ben Cesaris in the chat says Carlos Electra. Like, who the fuck is Carlos Electra? All right. Second of all, just to highlight how much of a mismatch this fight might be. Because now I'm starting to backtrack a little bit. Now I'm starting to think, well, wait a minute, you never know in boxing. But anyway, when we asked Corruption in Boxing, who places bets every fucking week, and I asked her, remember a couple of episodes ago, I said, have you heard anything that might push you to making a bet on Mikey Garcia? Like, do you think there's a chance that it's worth it? And he said flat out, no, ain't gonna happen. So there you go. I mean, that's coming from Corruption in Boxing, a guy who always is watching the betting lines. He's always keeps his eye on what the big rollers are saying. He says no chance. So,
by the way, in the chat, Michael Stock is asking, can someone say how Mike is going to win?
Well, like I said, Andrew said that. I mean, it's not a good prediction.
Yeah, it's not that.
But I guess somebody in the Hangouts. Can somebody in the Hangouts answer?
I'll answer that.
Go ahead.
If Errol Spence is not as good as I thought he was.
Right.
That's it. That's the best way I can answer it.
He has to hurt Errol Spence because if he can't,
he's gonna get hurt, man. Tell him 13, please.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pulling for Mikey, man, but I don't see him hurting, Spence, man. I mean, he can't even knock out Lipin yet.
He had a weight drain.
Knock out
He had a weight drain Easter in there, bro.
Yeah,
I don't care what anybody says. Oh, Easter's been fighting at 130. He's weight drained when he gets in there, bro. When you're 6 feet tall.
Have you guys seen that amateur fight where Spence fought I think it was either a Russian or a Ukrainian guy or Kazakh guy? I forget, one of them Eastern European guys in the amateurs. Have you guys seen that fight? How he beat Spence? Oh, I'll tell you how he beat Spence. Imagine Lomachenko, the size of Spence, running all around that ring, dancing all around Errol Spence, and still going life and death with Spence. So that's what he got to do,
Still
basically.
going life and death with Spence.
Yeah, and that guy was like 28, 29, and Spence was like 22. So
right. So
good
in
luck,
other words,
Mikey.
So in other words, it was a young man fighting a teenager, pretty much.
Yeah, it was like a world champion fighting a U.S. amateur hopeful.
The teenager goes life and death, meaning he's having his opportunities to win the fight.
But he's not stopping Spence in his tracks. He has to constantly move his feet, constantly use his jab. His head is like never in one place, and he still like can't hurt Spence. He can't really do much. You know what I mean?
I'm willing to bet. Yeah. I'm willing to bet that wherever that Eastern European fighter is, who will be in his 30s right now, and Spence is 28, 29. I bet you it's a total different ball game now.
Yeah, and that guy was 5'10", and I think he had the same reach as Spence. So
right,
come on, man.
Spence is about what, 5'10", 5'9",
5'9.5", maybe something like that.
Okay, so this is a big, like, okay, he's not the biggest welterweight, but he's a 1990s welterweight. Okay, who's 5'10", 5'9", and is. Like we've all talked about, the guy looks like he can go up in weight easy, right? And probably be even stronger because he's not dropping as much weight. I just don't see. Look, Mikey Garcia is a very good fighter. He's very fundamental. I think somebody on the panel used to call him, like, they used to compare him to Tim Duncan, basketball player.
Yeah,
who was very, very good, but there was nothing flashy about him, right? Put him against a flashy team, they beat him, right? They would outwork him.
That flashy guy makes a mistake,
right? The flashy person would have to like make a mistake. But when he was faced with guys that were basically as big as him and skilled like him, somewhat, he would win those battles. He would win those battles. You see, now going back to Mikey Garcia. There's nothing that I look at and I say that's going to translate to beating elite fighters. That's going to translate to beating Sean Porter, maybe Terrence Crawford. I don't know. Listen, we don't know, right? Look, a boxing match is different. Errol Spence has a different style. He fights like a bull. He fights off a very stiff jab, and he uses that, and he's not going to be intimidated. In fighting, when you fight somebody, man, when you don't respect them, right? I'm not talking about disrespecting, talking shit to them. I'm talking about when you don't respect what they're doing to you. It's going, and that person is just getting more. The fight is going on, and you're getting tired, bro. He starts playing in the mental. He's going to start hitting him. That brother of his is going to call the fight. I guarantee it, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just imagining all this shit talk that we're talking so much shit about Mikey, and like imagine Mikey knocks out Spence.
Spence is gonna knock the fucking Lee Van Cleef mustache off his fucking head.
The thinking in the Garcia camp is that this is not the hardest fight that Robert Garcia has ever prepared one of his fighters for, because he said when he prepared, and this is true, because when he prepared for Manny Pacquiao, he had to try to find sparring partners that was very hard to like get somebody like Manny Pacquiao. And for Mikey Garcia, he refers to Errol Spence as very basic, so he was able to get sparring partners about the same size or even bigger, middleweights.
I'm sorry.
Mikey.
I'm sorry. I just got back. I just got back, and are you guys still talking about Mikey Garcia with Errol Spence? How much more?
They've always had an infatuation. Yeah, they've always had an infatuation in the Garcia gym to get in the ring with bigger guys. I noticed. Even there's like one weightlifter called Big Boy that weighs over 300 pounds. Mikey Garcia sparred him one time.
Are you saying
Like,
that
come
people
on,
from
get
the
into this.
Garcia? Are you saying people from the Garcia gym are size queens? Is that what you're saying?
They like to box bigger guys all the time. Like they challenge.
they like bigger guys. Get it?
Carmen Electra can call me big boy.
That's right.
Oh God.
There's this weightlifter, called Big Boy. He's like over 300
I bet he
pounds.
is.
Hey,
Yeah.
is Eli Segba gonna be scoring that fight? Because I want to see his card. His fucking unbiased card.
Who's this? Who?
Eli Segba. If he's scoring the fight on TV again.
Oh.
Did you guys remember?
Ellie,
You know who the ref is?
Ellie, I wish I was Spanish Sekback, you mean?
You know what, guys? I remember I was.
Who's gonna ref the fight? Who's refing the fight?
It's probably
gonna be the guy that speaks.
I'm gonna look it up.
Because, like, I
I
mean,
hope it's not Kenny Bayless. I hope not. Please, God, no.
you know, the thing is, like, when I saw both of them arrive and Mikey got this, like, great reception and Spence not so much, you know, maybe if the house is packed full of Mexicans and they got Lawrence Cole, maybe they could get Mikey to, like, survive, you know, when Spence hurts him, he's gonna like stop the action or something, you know, get to go 12 rounds and then get some kind of bullshit ass decision. Yeah, okay, maybe Mikey
Spiky.
I was thinking of that guy in the hangout, whatever his name was.
Shorty, come on, have a little
Shorty,
respect.
yeah.
Have a little respect.
Come on, that's not nice.
You know, but and another thing, like, guys, 3 months ago or so, when we were talking about fucking Lomachenko fighting Terence Crawford, and people are like, no way, he can't beat Terence Crawford, it's impossible, blah, 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 blah. I bet you some of the same people right now are saying Mikey fucking schools Errol Spence. And it's
Exactly.
like, come on.
Exactly.
Lomachenko is a special fighter. However people feel about Mikey, I don't think he's special. Maybe he is. Maybe he'll prove it. Let me finish, bro.
Spence. Oh, go ahead.
Let me just finish. Like, Lomachenko is a special fighter, and Crawford came up in weight. You know what I mean? Spence is going to move up in weight, and I don't see Mikey as being special. So if you didn't think that Loma had any chance against Crawford, fine. How does Mikey, when that was a 50-50 fight anyway?
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
No, I was just going to say fucking real quick, I was just going to say, bro, Ellie Sekback is a Jewish guy, but he talks like fucking Smiley from Training Day.
You guys know that Mikey Garcia.
I was gonna say,
hold on. Guys.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Johnny boy. You were talking. Go ahead.
No, I was through, buddy. Go ahead, bro.
All right, recognize.
No, I was. Damn, I almost lost my train of thought. Okay, I was. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. What I was gonna say.
He was talking about. Precise was talking about how.
Come back to me.
Precise. Hold on. Precise was talking about how.
You guys know.
Go away, BDA. You were saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, just to refresh your memory, Precise was talking about how people wouldn't pick Lomachenko against Terence Crawford,
Right.
but all of a sudden,
You know, BDA. This is why you're the great. You're the best because you just brought it back.
That's right. That's what I do.
You're the best.
That's what I do.
Before you forget again, bro.
Yeah, go.
Yeah. No, it's just like the Spence fanboys. The Spence fanboys. I noticed something about them. They're propping up Mikey Garcia. This is them. No, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about Shorty. I don't know Shorty. Who he. And listen,
He seems like a good dude.
Right.
Seems like a
I'm
good dude.
not talking about guys like him. Maybe he's a Mikey. Maybe he's more of a Mikey fan for all I know. But I think they're propping him up as this threat, and I'm like, listen, dude, this is a mismatch in size. Size matters in boxing. Sounds gay as fuck, but it does. Okay, size matters in boxing, and just like people, like Precise was saying, so just like people didn't give, there was like, oh, he has no shot to go up to 140, Lomachenko, that is, to fight Terence Crawford. They gave him no shot. A lot of these people, yes, because there's a lot of them are Spence fanboys. They're saying that Mikey Garcia has a shot. He's a legit threat, right? So that when he gets crushed and he loses by a stoppage, it's a legit, beautiful win. Let's put him in the pound for in talks of pound for pound, dude. Nobody goes in there unless nobody even gave Manny Pacquiao much of a shot to beat De La Hoya. It wasn't until after the fight. It Wasn't until after the fight. De La Hoya's done. He's washed up. Weight drain, et cetera, right? That was that. But nobody was giving him a shot because why? They looked at their size and they said, "Get the fuck out of here! How's he gonna beat him?" You know, this is De La Hoya. De La Hoya is knocking out dudes his size and sometimes even bigger.
So I guess, I guess if Regis Prograis beats up Leo Santa Cruz, then he's on the pound for pound list.
Right.
Of course. You guys know? Do you guys know the title of the? You know how the fights usually have a name? Like back in the day, they still do. Like the title on the billboard for this fight on the advertisement, it says who will be pound for pound.
No.
Oh, yeah,
Are you
really
serious?
true. Yeah, that's what it says.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Could it be nobody? How about that?
you know,
somebody asked.
Listen, hold on a second.
Like Mildred Taylor Chavez was Thunder versus Lightning. This
Right.
one's called Who Will Be Pound for Pound.
Thunder versus Lightning. I remember that too, man.
You know what? I bet
be-
Al
it
Heyman
should-
came up. I bet Al Heyman came up with that. That sounds like an Al Heyman type of like he's so deluded that he'll actually say something like that. By the way, before we continue, real quick, because you guys were talking about Butcher brought up what Eli Segbach's scorecard is going to be. You remember when Brandon Rios fought Acosta a couple of years ago, and Acosta beat the shit out of him for the first 4 rounds, four rounds, and they actually had Eli Segbach doing the.
Did he beat the shit out of him?
Well, the first 5 rounds he was beating the it almost looked like he was gonna get stopped, Rios, and then Rios came back but the first 5 rounds. But hold on, let me just finish, please.
Great fucking fight, man. Great
Let me just finish real quick. Hold on. Let me just finish real quick, please. And there was the first 4 rounds, it was clear as day, Miguel Acosta. And then they had Eli Segbach doing the ringside scoring with Steve Kim and another journalist. And let me just play the clip real. I hope you guys can hear it.
And we're seeing that here. He's also physically and mentally tough. You know, and
all right, hold on. Here comes the scorecards.
He's going to need that tonight. Yep.
All right, here we go. All right, so you can't see it, but Steve Kim had it 40-36 Acosta, as it should have been. Rick Reno had it 40-36 Acosta, and then you'll see how Segbach had it.
I have the fight scored 40-36. Steve Kim, of course, from Max Boxing. Rick Reno from Boxing Scene. And Eli Segbach also scoring the fight. And I got to say, I've got it a shutout for.
Because Segbach had it 38-38. He had it even. There was no way.
You know what I
He blew his chance at big time, bro. That was the one and only time that they let him score.
Exactly.
You know
all right, go ahead, Johnny.
To be honest with you, Jim,
hold
I have the fight
on.
even.
Hold on. Johnny Boy wanted to say something. Go ahead, Johnny Boy.
No, I was gonna say, you know what I'd build the fight as if it was up to me? Beaumont Livingston versus Michael Pena.
Beaumont Livingston versus Michael Pena. But hold on, let me just see this clip.
So what do they have in a majority decision at this stage? Round 5.
Yeah, he blew, like Precise said, he blew his chance at the big time, because if he would have kept a proper scorecard, they would have said, hey, you know what, maybe we'll have him back. But he's got 1 foot on Showtime. Instead, he goes with his allegiance to the Garcia boxing gym and scores the 38-38. Now, some of you guys might not remember the fight. There was no way Rios won even 1 round of those first 4 rounds.
I remember the fight. Like, it was a great fucking fight, man.
Eli Segbach scored the Wilder Fury fight 7 rounds to 5 for Wilder. So that answers that.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Precise.
Oh, wait, we have Zapata on the line.
Oh, we got Zapata.
What's up?
Zapata, how you doing, man?
Hey, you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You
right.
picking Mikey, right, bro? You got Mikey,
Fuck
right?
no, what the fuck? I ain't one of them fucking brown Friday fuckers, man.
Hey,
listen. One thing is, like, this is one thing that the people that have known me for a while, they know this much about me, that I'm not a fucking fighter fan. I'm a boxing fan. And to be honest with you, Spence is going to fuck him up. But Spence is nothing fucking special. Like I said in the fucking comments, Spence's best win is Kell Brook coming off of fucking eye surgery and weight drain. That's the best he's fucking done. He's no fucking boogeyman. He's no fucking Tyson. He's no fucking.
Wants to fight Mike. Nobody wants to fight Mikey Garcia, Zapata. You haven't heard that? Nobody wants
I don't
to
give
fight
a fuck. I don't give a good goddamn who that
Errol
fucking.
Spence.
But the thing is, like, boxing is in a lame fucking position right now.
Because all these other fuckers that are, I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's why I don't even comment or make videos on this shit no more, because it's so fucking watered down. It kind of looks like it's just stupid, you know.
For people to get hyped up for this fight, like they're calling it a mega fight. I get that.
This ain't it's gonna be a mega fight for like these fucking big ass companies and shit. But as far as like the boxing fan goes, what is this? It's just it's a shit show. It's ridiculous. Cause one, Errol Spence is supposed to be fucking fighting over there in the middleweights. He ain't bullshitting me. You know what I'm saying? Cut the shit. That motherfucker is a big ass fucking
Dude, he looks as big
welterweight.
as Triple G. To me, he
That
looks as
motherfucker
big
could go fight Triple G. Hell yeah, he can. If Kell Brooks fought him.
He looks just as big as Canelo. He just looks to me. He looks just as big as Canelo.
I agree.
He has bigger nipples
That's a
than
big
Joshua.
man. Fuck.
I can't believe Zapata's not picking Mikey Garcia. What happened? La familia ese. Órale.
Yeah, I never really been all that fucking Mr. Brown pride don't win fights, man.
Just like Jared Hurd should be fighting fucking Kovalev.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, now listen.
Next thing. The thing is, Mikey knows who he was supposed to fight. He was supposed to fight Loma. That's what everybody was asking for.
That's right.
But just look at all the fucking hate Loma's getting. This is why I respect Lomachenko, man, as a man and as a fighter, because look at what he said. He said he would not want to disrespect Manny Pacquiao because Manny Pacquiao doesn't have to fight him. He doesn't want to fight a Manny Pacquiao that's not in his prime and that's not going to be competitive enough to. That right there is some cool shit, man. That right there is something to be respected, because it's like all these other fuckers want to fight this old Pac-Man versus fighting, you know what I'm saying? Versus fighting other people and shit. What's up?
Yeah, but I'll still take that name. I still take that fight if I was Lomachenko.
I was gonna say that.
Just for the resume.
Hold on. One at a time. One at a time. Guys, please. One at a time, please. We can't talk over each other. All right, let's go with Recognize first. You wanted to say something?
No, I was gonna say that I agree with Zapata. Like, it shows that there's this sports gentlemanship about Lomachenko saying, look, he's past his prime, etc. But that is boxing 101 to become a star. You fight the aging legend. The younger fighter who's coming up fights the aging legend, and you kind of like pass the torch. That's why I love about Manny Pacquiao. He's giving these young guys shots to like take the torch away from them. You know what I'm saying? Like, because look, Floyd, we know Floyd is not going to do that. That's not his thing.
Oh.
So no, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. That's just not the.
I think he said he was old or something.
This is not a bashing Floyd thing. It's just not. I'm pointing out like something that should be very obvious. Floyd is not interested in passing the torch. Pacquiao is, though. So for your Lomachenko, man, take that opportunity. That's a big name on your resume if you win.
Yeah, and this whole like the way people are hyping Mikey up like he's Pacquiao. I mean, the comparisons are just. Was someone at the gym or something?
Yeah.
The implicit comparison to Pacquiao like gets on my nerve, because look, Pacquiao came up in weight. He went to 135, and I know he fought David Diaz, who's not like the best guy, but there was one tough dude. He absolutely destroyed him. Then he went up to 140, and the guy that just gave Mayweather one of the toughest fights in recent history smoked him in 2 rounds or something, right? And then he went up to 147 after proving that he was no match for any of those guys at 140 and 135. And then he started fighting these welterweights, and he proved himself. Mikey, what did he do at 135? Nothing really commendable. What did he do at 140? Nothing really. Like, can he beat someone like Prograis? I don't think so. And now he's jumping all the way up to 147. What is Mikey? He has got no business up there.
Mikey fought an unknown guy from Montenegro at 135. That's what the fuck he did.
That just got knocked out by a bum, bro. That dude just got knocked out by a journeyman.
Exactly.
And faster than Mikey knocked him out.
All right, we'll get. Hold on, we'll get. Gonzalo wanted to say something, and we'll get to apology. All right, Gonzalo, go ahead, please.
I just as far as the Lomachenko, he I don't know if it was a comment or there was a real big possibility that actually could have got made, but I would just rather see Pacquiao fight Lomachenko and have to where there's a passing of the torch there, instead of a 41-year-old Pacquiao lose to somebody that's like way bigger like Spence, because he's going to probably lose one day eventually, because he's older. So I'd rather him pass it to somebody that has a real good skill set that's gonna, carry on to like fight for this next era and prove to be a tough out for this new generation, just like Pacquiao did before.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Apology, man. Go ahead.
Someone mentioned Kovalev earlier, and it reminded me. I think someone mentioned this in the chat that apparently the WBO ordered Yardi, or whatever you say his name, to fight Kovalev.
Oh.
So I was wondering which is more of a mismatch, this fight or the Yardi versus Kovalev fight?
This fight.
You sure?
Yeah, because at least the other guys are the same weight or around the same weight.
Exactly. I'm sure. Obviously, I'd pick Kovalev to beat him, but Yard is a big dude. He's a strong dude. Sergey's been knocked out before. He could crack him and he could do some damage. Can Mikey do damage on Spence? No. Come on.
All right, now let me just say something right before we continue. We got about 2 minutes left on the, what's it called, on the Blog Talk Radio. So if anybody that's going to be listening to this episode on Blog Talk Radio, we are about to end it. So if you want to catch the full episode, go on over to YouTube. What is it? BDA Boxing at Hotmail. Butcher, what's the address? BDA Boxing. Anyway, just search.
YouTube.com/BDA Boxing. Just type BDA Boxing on YouTube.
Just be a good boys and type BDA Boxing on YouTube and come have a little fun here to listen to the full uncensored episode. We keep it dirty. We keep it low. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
We keep it gully. We keep it in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I be broadcasting fights in the bodegas, everything.
That's right.
All right.
Yo,
hold on, Gonzalo. I'm gonna end the show. I'm gonna end the show on Blog Talk. So if somebody listening on Blog Talk, show's over, guys. We're moving on to YouTube.
All right. So you're gonna end it on your end, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna end it.
All right, go ahead. So thanks. All right, so Gonzalo was gonna say something, I think.
Yeah. Zapata and everybody. Like I listened to an interview with the representative of Dan's. His name is his last name is Skipper or something, and he was talking about how they're trying to bring it back to. They're getting all the middleweights to where they're gonna put on the best fights, and they're getting all the good names to bring boxing back. I think these bad matchups that we're getting is with the welterweights, and I'm sure that now with Dan's getting all these new fighters, that they're gonna bring boxing back.
Yeah, Gonzalo, the zone's got all the middleweights already, except for that goofy Charlo.
Yeah, so they're going division by division. Once they capture the main names here, they're gonna jump into getting other names in other divisions.
Yeah, man, because I think they realize that having a one superstar, big name in one weight class is not enough for a boxing network. You know what I mean? You have to have a couple of them on your network in order to make the money, because they have to have the opponents. So that's why they are signing all the big middleweight names, heavyweights now, if Wilder signs with them.
I'm gonna laugh my ass off if Wilder signs with the zone.
Yeah, Wilder, he should sign with them. Is from what I read an article about it. It was like $25 million for each fight. It's a 2-fight deal and a possibility to fight Anthony Joshua. I mean, shit, I would take it. I mean, who is somebody giving him $25 million that we don't know about?
That's the end of the road. That's as good as it gets. He should take it.
Yeah, he doesn't got that good of a fan base.
He'll probably take it, but he'll probably take it, but they ask for proof of funds first. So they got to see the money in the bag.
Oh, you mean like when he offered the $50 million and to
he had the money in the bag because he's serious.
And AJ, all he said was, "Can you show me the money?"
Yeah. And like to all of those HBO haters talking about how they're glad to see HBO go out of boxing, Showtime is next, suckers, man. Just give it a couple of years. Showtime, yeah, the whole market is changing, period. That's why HBO got the fuck out of there, because they weren't doing all that great, and the whole market is getting restructured. They saw what was happening, and they moved on. You know what I mean? Showtime's next, man.
Oh no, the LDBC killed HBO boxing. That's right.
Okay.
Right.
My bad.
No,
you're right, Johnny.
Guys, I'm sorry. It's Eastern Europeans who killed HBO. Remember?
No, it's right. The LDBC did kill boxing because they don't buy anything.
Yeah, The only thing that fucking LDBC kills is the corner of a fucking Colt 45 40 ounce.
Now
That's
wait
the
a
only
minute.
thing those
Wait
motherfuckers
a
kill. Those
minute.
fuckers do not see. This is what they could talk dollars and hood shit and all this. Those motherfuckers do not participate in paying and pay-per-view events. I guarantee that shit.
They killed Zapata. They killed the end of an OE bottle. That's about it.
Yeah, old English. That's what those fucking King Cobra.
They killed it.
Two
They
for
killed the
$3.
scales. Apology.
You're the one that said not to let him on the. Apology said don't let Zapata on the show because he's too politically incorrect. He's gonna get shut down. And then
I don't give a good goddamn about no political correctness.
Well, you're gonna get a shut down. That's what you're gonna do. You and Apology and with your fucking internet jokes. You go too far. You're gonna get a shut down. And then I'm gonna Butcher and myself are gonna be out of a. We're gonna have to restart the whole thing again.
I told you Zapata's worse than me.
There's a bunch of what happens is that you got a bunch of fuckers that are watching, but they don't comment and shit, right? They just report, like kind of like Sean Newton kind of dudes, just report. That's all they do. They
what
fucking
happened
live like bitter pieces of shit, and that's what. Oh, excuse my fucking language, but they see, I'm not raised like that though. I'm not raised like that though. Like to be all political correct. Like I mean, I'm professional on the job site, bro. That's about it.
All right, listen. Now that we've gotten away, now that
professional, but besides that, man, fuck that. This is I mean,
no, I get
this is a platform where we gotta say what we gotta say. You know,
I got you. I got you. I was being.
I was
being facetious. Listen, now that we're changing the subject away from
you know what,
Garcia
BDA,
versus
you know what,
Spence. What the fuck is going on here? Hold on, guys. Hold on a second. Hold on, one at a time.
Hold on, BDA, go ahead.
Yeah, because everybody started to jump in on. All right, Zapata, you were gonna finish, I think.
Yeah. So the reason that the LDBC could never ever get anything on me was because I wasn't sensitive to that kind of shit. See, I'd see other dudes snap quick, like they would say Beaner or some shit, and I would laugh. I'd be like, "Guilty as charged, boy." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too. I saw that shit. They're trying to get a ratio, so I get a ratio. I didn't say shit. So go ahead.
Yeah, so that's one reason they were kind of like. Just block them, just block them. And I block probably from every single platform on the LDBC.
Yeah, bro, Zapata, they come on my video and shit and call me a fucking guinea and a wop and all this other shit. Like, bro, they think I'm gonna lower myself to their bro. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. Dog.
Anyway, listen,
did you guys see that interview where that guy, what's his name, Barbershop gets owned by Andre Ward?
Oh yeah, we saw. We talked about it a little bit, but
he got thrown on the coon train quick, huh?
I just wanted to change the subject a little bit away from.
Andre Ward got attacked by his own ideology.
I just wanted to move away a little bit from the whole Mikey Garcia Spence thing, because I think we said everything we're gonna say about that. I think we're all pretty tired. And if you're not tired about it, I'm tired of it. I'm gonna shut it down. What was that apology?
I think Gonzalo was going to say something.
I don't think so.
He got caught off.
I think he said plenty. I think he said plenty. Listen, because I want to move away from the Mikey. I think I want to move away. I want to move away from the Garcia Spence.
You're so rude.
Okay, Gonzalo, is this about Spence-Garcia?
No, I'm the Mexican Sean Newton, but they call me Shango Newton.
Okay, come on. What the fuck?
Ooh, racist.
Oh, listen, hold on. Okay. I wanted to get to this here because I wasn't here last show after the Porter Ugas fight. So I just want to rewind a little bit, time machine time. Let's see who you guys picked. Report time, all right? Report card time. Let's see what your predictions were. Who the fuck is Charles, by the way? Bucho, who was Charles when I was on taking predictions? There's
Charles is Revolucion.
Ah, yeah, Revolucion. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Revolution. Okay. The Revolution.
All right, so the Revolution had it Porter unanimous decision. So he was a little off, but a little bit. Precise had it Porter decision. I don't remember if he said unanimous or he didn't say split decision. Precise, he didn't say split, so I'm not gonna give you a full A for that one. Apology says Porter. Apology said Porter by decision. Foulpool said Porter by decision. Gonzalo said Sean Porter by decision. I think he said it was gonna be ugly. Johnny Boy said Porter by decision, and Recognize had Porter by stoppage in the 10th round.
And it almost happened.
No, it didn't fucking happen. It's like you're like, you know what? You're like boxing style when he says, Martirosyan was this close to fucking clipping Gennady Golovkin
I know
with a
what's
big right
gonna
hand.
happen. No, you're wrong. I know what's gonna happen. You'll see.
All right, so yeah, I just wanted to get back to that one, and like I said earlier in the show, these things come in threes. Thurman looked bad against Lopez. Sean Porter struggled against Ugas. Now maybe it's Errol Spence's time to struggle a little bit.
BDA, the conspiracy theorist.
I'm just saying. By the way,
Sicilians don't live on dead end blocks. BDA.
All right. Well, oh jeez. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the undercard for this pay-per-view mega fight. It's pretty decent. We got what's his name? Benavidez is gonna be taking on Jay Leon Love. We got Chris Arreola, who almost always puts on some interesting fights against some Frenchman who's a southpaw. There's only one fight that I was able to find of this guy on YouTube, and he's a classic southpaw, tries to catch people with counter lefts. And then there's also Luis Neri, who's going to be fighting. Let me tell you something, guys. Luis Neri, I said that before in another show, I do not want to see this guy on TV. He should not be fighting. He screwed over the Japanese fighter a couple of, what was it, a year ago, 2 years ago? Doesn't make weight.
What do you do?
Well, he doesn't make weight. He gets caught with PEDs.
He's all right.
All right, yeah, you're right. Maybe, you made me rethink.
Sounds like Canelo, bro.
Well, my stance on Canelo
Remember
too.
when I told you that the Tijuana fighters are shady? That the Tijuana fighters are shady? There you go.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. And by the way, Shepherd Sons says Haitian. Oh, he's Haitian. Ghetto French, says Shepherd Sons. Yeah, that's his. Okay, so he's Haitian.
Who's Haitian?
The guy that's going to be taking on Arreola, Pierre something, Jean-Pierre.
He has bad luck against Haitians. Arreola.
Oh yeah, that's true. You're right. You're right.
Something about Haitians don't mix well with him. Well, then again, burgers, everything don't mix well with that too.
Jeez. All right. Well, anybody? Okay, so I've talked for about 2 minutes now. So anybody who wants to jump in? Anybody want to change the subject a little bit, or?
I wanted to talk about this.
I want to talk about recognize. You know how, just one little quick thing, man.
Go ahead.
Nothing personal, but you know how people always give you shit for selling stuff outside of the corner store, shit like that? Yeah, I was thinking real hard because one time I was staying in Newark at this Puerto Rican dude's house, Airbnb, and he was a rich dude, right? And he started bragging about how he made his money, and one of his things was selling Times Square New Year's Eve celebration tickets to like foreigners and tourists, because I mean that shit's free, right? But he was selling tickets, like he laminated all these tickets real nice for like $100 a pop, but the shit's free, right? And he said he made like tens of thousands of dollars.
No way.
Yeah.
Believe it. That's a scam that they pull in New York, man.
He knows.
Listen, I'm not gonna admit to anything, but you can make a lot of money scamming foreigners in New York. Now, I'm not talking about bad shit. Like set them up, have them. Oh yeah. You want to go to that nice restaurant? I could get you in, and then there's like 5 guys waiting for him to rob him.
Who the fuck does that,
man? About stuff like that. But what I'm saying is you can tell them like, oh yeah, I got tickets for this, and they'll just buy it. They'll just buy it from you,
right?
Without confirming it, and then I've seen it done. Not me. I don't do shit like that.
Yeah, I bet you don't. I bet you've never done anything like that.
I don't do things like that.
Nah, you're
By the way, thank you, Foul Boxing, for the donation. And he says, did Hamed call in? Unfortunately, no, he didn't call in. Maybe next time.
I think he's gonna call in at some point. But you know what he calls me now? First of all, he calls me a race baiter. He can't call me a racist because I'm not a racist. Wow. So now he switched it to race baiter, which I don't know what the fuck that means. But
that means that you race bait, like you antagonize the situation.
You're always gonna get called in if you're not kissing Al Heyman's dick. So yeah,
you're like race baiter is like the guy that ties the knives on the roosters and just wants to watch them fight. You just tie the knives on both the roosters.
Oh, that sounds like something yeah.
Yeah.
When I think of race bait, I think like Al Sharpton. You guys know who Al Sharpton is?
Absolutely. One of my heroes.
He's a racist motherfucker.
78, Dad.
Yo, he looks weird now. Yo, you see how the way he looks?
Cocaine.
No, didn't he get he got his stomach stapled, I think.
Yeah, he looks terrible, man. He looked better fat.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, guys, about Dan's and if I could mention this about boxing, that they're trying to buy up all the
TV's too
fighters,
fucking loud.
and even they offered Eddie Hearn says he's willing to give $5 million to Tank Davis for the the Tevin Farmer fight. But
Oh,
what's the
yeah.
point in them releasing this information that they're willing to do that if in the end Al Heyman and Leonard Ellerby and all those guys, TMT Promotions, are not gonna let the guy go because he's got a contract with them. So how does that work?
I don't know why people are hyping Tevin Farmer up so much.
True.
He's better than fucking Fat Boy Tank, though.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, only slightly.
What did
I know
wasn't
Tank is it's not too Zapata, you're right. Like Tank is not really up to fight this boy for whatever reason. I don't know why. He's not really
nor Shakur Stevenson either.
Farmer got knocked out by Pedraza.
Anybody can get knocked out. I
know, bro. I know. Yeah.
But is Leonard Ellerby and TMT Promotions, are they willing to go with Dance? Because I mean, Dance is just a network. I mean, are they willing to? De La Hoya and all those.
Like De La Hoya is working with them. Like I don't understand what the problem is. It's like
exactly.
You can
Hearn's a slave owner. Like he's an evil white racist.
Yeah, even though Anthony Joshua makes $35 million a fight, somehow
Foulball
boxing.
These guys that were saying that the zone is garbage. Now we're saying that it's a great move for Wilder if he goes
Listen,
there.
anytime they say something, I was going to say something. Let me say something real quick, Albucho. Anytime they tell me, they're the type of people that if they say, yo, go that way, you best believe I'm going the other way.
Hey, by the way, hold on. Foulball boxing in the chat room. Foulball boxing in the chat room says Gonzalo has a rooster named Spikey Garcia. So
he's in cocaine and mezcal.
He's a Kelso.
I used to work at a game farm back in the days.
But you know what?
I'm gonna laugh my
right there in TJ.
I'm gonna laugh my balls off if Wilder's a plantation owner. Her.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's racist.
So listen, if you're getting if you're getting $35 million, yo, sign me up for that. Sign me up for that plantation, bro.
That was a great move orchestrated by Al Heyman, apparently. The whole thing that's happening now, the meeting with the zone, yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
He's the second coming of Jesus Christ, Bucho. We know this.
Yeah, I read that comment somewhere.
Because somebody said so, right? Somebody on that side said so. So
I read that comment somewhere. I think it was on Ring TV or somewhere. Somebody was like saying that it was on Boxing Scene. Sorry, which for every good comment you have in Boxing, you have about 10 that are just garbage. And this guy goes, man, that's why I respect Al Heyman, because he 99% of the time he positions his fighters to get paid. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. Let's say you're walking in the desert. There's one path that leads you to water and the other to more desert, and you choose the one that has water. Are you really that smart, or are you just being logical and using common sense? It's like obviously if they offer him $100 million, he's gonna take it.
Let's think about who has the best contracts in boxing right now. And after we named them, how many of them are Al Heyman fighters?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
it's true.
It's like
Terence Crawford,
what is right? Terence Crawford,
Anthony Joshua, Canelo, maybe even Lomachenko and Ben Amis. Yeah, for sure.
But like the ones that we're aware of, like
okay, Canelo, IAJ, Fury, and Crawford apparently is making a lot of money.
And I think Triple G's got a nice contract with this.
Oh, now he got, it's true. He recently, yeah,
he's got. So how many? None of those guys are Al Heyman fighters.
Even the C-level fighters, they got better contracts. They're fighting more often.
Let me say this too. How many pound for pound fighters does Al Heyman got? Maybe Mikey, and that's it.
Errol Spence.
Hey, speaking of Mikey though. Speaking of Mikey, you guys don't want to. I know you wanted to move away from that subject, but I do have to get official predictions for this Saturday, just to make it interesting. See if anybody's willing to pick the ups or whatever. So let's go in order here. All right, let's go to Zapata first. Zapata, who you picking?
I am gonna go ahead and call some controversial shit, man. That's gonna end up at some fucked up draw because just look at the attention that this thing is pulling.
Right.
But if I were to pick somebody, it would have to be Spence, bro. But not that I like him. Everybody knows I don't fucking like nipple Spence, but it is what it is. It's just too much, man.
But you have to tell us how. Like your decision,
knockout,
KO, round, please.
Yeah, knockout.
Which round?
Yeah, he'll stop him.
Okay, but which round?
Fuck.
This is for bonus points.
Mikey?
This is for bonus points.
Yeah, this is for bonus points.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say the 5th.
The 5th.
Okay.
All right. That's the name of my favorite symphony. All right. What's his? That makes no sense.
Yo, what kind of Mexican are you, man?
I recognize. Go ahead, man.
Beethoven Mexican. He has some good shit though.
Beethoven.
Yeah. I'll say he's gonna. I say that Robert Garcia is gonna stop the fight in I'm gonna say the 8th round.
8th round. He throws a towel in the 8th
He'll
round
throw
or
in the
between
towel.
rounds.
Spence is a late starter. You're right.
Yeah, he's a bit of a late starter. I think he'll be able to. He's a good enough boxer where he'll survive 8 rounds, and then his brother will throw in the towel. Throw in the towel, please.
All right. So in the
Son gonna die, man. Your son gonna die, Chino. Son gonna die, man.
All right. So in between. So in between rounds, you're saying. In between the 8th and the 9th, there's going to be a towel.
Yeah, I think he's going to, something like that. I'll say the 8th, just for the bonus point, the 8th round.
All right. Official, how about you, man?
Yeah, I mean that. I think that Mikey Garcia is going to be too distracted by Ali Sackback
and Spence's nipples.
That's true. For sure.
It's milky nipples.
Mikey, seventh round or the 8th round knockout, TKO. 7 to 8.
All right, I'm writing that down. So Spence via distraction of his milky nipples, and all right, let's get. Bucho, how about you, man? Bucho, are you there?
Me?
No, Bucho. I said Bucho. So are you Mexican? Bucho, are you
Sorry.
there? Don't worry about it, Johnny boy. Well, let's skip Bucho. I think he's eating. All right, Johnny boy, let's go to you.
I said I'm here. I said I was muted.
You was eating.
Hey, BDA, did you see the picture that somebody sent us? I sent it to you, man.
Please post this in the. What the fuck is that? I'm not gonna post that. No, I'm not gonna post that. Fuck. I don't listen. I don't want to. Guys, I dislike the guy. I think he's a rat. But I'm not gonna start bath. It's not gonna become the let's pound on the guy. Hour.
Rat bastard.
Bucho, go ahead.
I think it was a picture from Canelo, but anyways.
Yeah.
But my prediction is a draw.
Get the fuck out of here. Seriously.
No, I'm not joking, man. It's gonna be weird.
All right.
Just write it down.
But who wins, Bucho? Tell us who wins.
No,
what the judges
Spence.
do.
Okay. Spence.
Yeah.
I think he gets
You're predicting bullshit, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It's a PBC fight. Texas and all that shit, yeah.
All right, let's get to Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy, what's your prediction?
Yes, sir.
What's your prediction?
All right, well, first of all, let me just say this. If Mikey Garcia has a robe on Saturday night, Ellie Seckback will pop out from underneath that motherfucker. But anyway.
Reporting.
But
wait, was that a microwave?
Yes.
You can't recognize.
You fat fucking
sorry,
scumbag.
Johnny boy, go ahead.
No, I'll say.
It's always recognized.
Apology is fascinated by my microwave for whatever reason.
Yeah, all right, please. Let's get. We want to get this prediction.
Sorry, go ahead, man.
Don't worry about it.
No, it's all good. I'll say. I'll say. Robert throws in the towel between the 9th and the 10th, and they wave it off.
All right, so you're copying recognizes decision.
Oh, is that what he said? I'm up. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not criticizing you. I'm just saying it's a similar. You guys are on the same wavelength.
It's all good, BDA. Yeah, great minds think alike. What do you want from me?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but in this case,
the kid is right.
Wait.
He's right.
BDA.
Yes.
I think that Spence gonna win, but there's gonna be Spence won't look good, man. There's gonna be a lot of questions and shit asked after the fight. So I have a list of excuses that are gonna be coming up after the fight.
Now wait a minute. Precise.
Yeah.
What nice neighborhood in Newark were you staying in?
Just right across the water, man. I don't know what the hell it was called.
Nice.
Like,
All right.
right
There's
across
like barely any. There's like barely any nice area in Newark these days.
All right, Butcher, you said you got a list of excuses ready?
No, it's not ready yet, but I have.
Oh, okay. Because I wanted to hear one, at least one.
Spence is wagering.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's gonna be
Mikey
one that
drained them.
Yeah, Mikey drained him because he's a mastermind. he gets to make
There's
all
the
the decisions.
PEDs as well.
Yeah. Victor
Are they being
Conti.
tested?
Right, like Spence is
No,
all
fuck
natural.
no.
All right, hold on.
Spence is all
Let's get to
natural.
Don't start.
let's get to Gonzalo. I think he already said Mikey by 5th round knockout, right, Gonzalo?
Mikey Garcia. I'm gonna go with Errol Spence by split decision.
Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, you gotta. Are you on the same boat as Bucho that something's weird is gonna happen with the judges, or you actually think it's gonna be competitive?
Maybe.
I think it's gonna be competitive to where Mikey wins 6 rounds, but Spence drops him one time at least. Yeah, because he's gonna be strong and he's training to make it the 12 rounds. He's doing a lot of the snack routines. If you've seen it on the YouTube, where he's trying to not like move and the stairmaster and punching at the same time. Punching with strength and moving with speed.
Right.
Oh, the same stuff Nonito was doing before he ran into Walters. Yeah, that sort of stuff.
That kind of stuff is irrelevant though, Gonzalo. Because to be honest with you, it's like once you get to a certain level, even in the amateurs, like I think I've said this before. Like the fucking time that I lost was because I fucking changed my rhythm and the fucking things that I was doing. So this can go sideways for Mikey. I mean, that snack shit doesn't mean anything, to be honest. I would probably be leaning more towards Mikey if he was with Alex Sheikh Saraiza, to be honest with you, or Memo the pet doctor, because I mean, this can go either or. I mean, if this was like his 4th or 5th fight on that same program, on that same training and everything, I'd say, hey, yeah, you know what, it showed some results. But I mean, in this particular event, I think that this shit is gonna be fucking. Also, you gotta look at it. If it does go to a draw, who makes the most money? Which way is it gonna go? I think since Mikey pulls more fans and more, that's what it's gonna end up at. Who can they make more money off of?
All right, but hold on. Let's let Gonzalo reply to that. Gonzalo, you want to reply?
It's just the fact that I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt because okay, I am a fan, and I don't wish him. I don't wish him bad, and I'm kind of being like wishful thinking. And one thing that raises a lot of questions to me is that Errol Spence hasn't fought too many times. He hasn't defended his title only 3 times, and his best win, like you said, was against a dubious Kell Brook that was dehydrated with the broken orbital bone. So as far as the other two contenders that challenged him, what is it? Help me out here, guys. The Lamont Peterson and what's the other guy? Algieri and Lamont Peterson. Those guys are 140 pounders. They're 140 pounders.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hey, Matisse knocked fucking Peterson in like what, 2 rounds, 3 rounds? Come on.
So Spence has fought 240 pounders as well, and he's a big dude. So
right.
The only legitimate 147 pounder that he fought was Kell Brook at the time, but he was dehydrated coming down from 160. We all know what happened with Roy Jones. So it's not the fact that I don't believe that he doesn't pass the eye test. It's just I haven't seen, and this doesn't really prove it anyways, because I haven't seen him fight a legitimate 147 pounder that's got everything going for him at the right weight with the skills. And Mikey's a 135 pounder, so this doesn't really prove anything. But I just haven't seen enough of Spence.
Well, can I just say something? Let me just say something real quick here, please. It's an interesting theory you've got going there, and you laid out an argument, Gonzalo. But Cachnello in the chat room says Gonzalo is annoying me. He's giving Garcia too much credit. Gonzalo, do you think is that what you're?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. My reply for that. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, Mikey Garcia, because he's undefeated. He's undefeated, and and I'm just gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that he can survive till 12. Now, am I sinning for saying that he makes it to the 12th round and he loses a majority decision? No, I don't think so. Because he's gonna go in there and try to survive and box this guy. They, we know can get hit, and he's a pressure fighter, and you would most logically think, that he's gonna take him out, and that's probably what end up happening. But I'm just trying to be a little different here, and suggest that he can make it to the 12th round, and he's strong enough.
I got something to add to that real quick.
Real quick, yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, I've said this before, but the size difference between these two is a lot bigger than Rigondeaux and Lomachenko or fucking Brook and Triple G was. A lot bigger. So when everybody starts riding Spence's dick when he wins, just keep that in mind. That's all.
Yeah, it'll be irrelevant. Yeah, it'll be.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny.
And also, I haven't mentioned it either, but Spence, he knocked out Ocampo in 1 round, and he beat Peterson in 5 rounds? So
5.
Mikey Garcia, for whatever that means, that his power doesn't carry, he's boxed 12 rounds for the last 2-3 times. So he's put in the work as far as legitimately going in there. I know it's not against guys his own size, but he's put in 12-round performances, which can also help you.
Yeah. Let me say something real quick on that. But I mean, I've seen things. I've seen a lot of the Mikey fanboys say that, Manny Pacquiao beat Antonio Margarito at a certain set. Yeah, he's right, but Mikey Garcia is no Manny Pacquiao.
No speed. He doesn't have the speed, the power. Nah, that ain't out. Fuck that.
Nor does Spence have the head movement, though. I mean, Spence doesn't have head movement at all, or like his rhythm is like, okay, he's a solid body puncher, but I mean, what else does he have besides?
All right,
that?
People in the chat room want to continue hearing the rest of the panelists' predictions, so let's get right to it. Who do we? Oh, precise. No, actually, yeah, precise. Can you give us your prediction, please?
Yeah, but before I do that, I'm hearing Ocampo's name mentioned, Chris Algieri's name mentioned.
That's right.
Maybe Chris Van Eerden. Who's to say that Mikey beats any of those guys, first and foremost? Secondly, I'm picking Spence by 6th round TKO. Like what everybody else said. The towel's going to fly in, except I will add a bloody towel.
Oh, a bloody towel. Maybe
Rocky IV style.
Did Robert Garcia ever win? Did he win the WBC towel? Remember that the special thing they were giving trainers? The cum rag. Yeah. I forget.
I'm coming. Can I get that?
Was that?
I just finished coming. Can I get the cum rag?
Oh, jeez. Did you come? Did you come in your microwave? He came in his
Why are you
microwave.
checking off our own BDA? Like, how can you start?
He's looking up at BDA's voice.
Ah, jeez, that's disturbing,
come on,
man.
You guys are going crazy. I'm saying,
Yeah,
after you win a fight, that's what you get. You get the cum rag. You say, I'm coming.
Although I will say, I will say,
Just
if you're
wipe
going
it
to,
on your boxers.
I mean, when you see Errol Spence's nipples, you probably get calm.
yeah, I agree. Listen, if you're going to come to anybody's voice, might as well be mine. Come on, who else has a better voice than me on this fucking hangout?
Hey, Errol Spence is a 4-1 favorite. 4-1 only. I don't know. He should be more than that, no?
Well, maybe the insiders know something. Maybe they know something. Like maybe you're right. Maybe you and who was the other one who said the?
I think 4-1 is just about right. No,
I remember Pacquiao, and he used to be like 7-1 when he fought like
De La Hoya.
No, Claudy. Those type of fighters, just saw Claudy, and when Floyd fought Guerrero, I was like almost at 12-1. I remember.
All right, well, you know what? Let's get to apology. Let's get to apology. Final prediction. Apology. Your prediction, please, for this Saturday's mega fight.
I think Spence will win, but I think it's going to be a draw to set up a second fight.
You think it's going to be a draw, but you think
Spence... I have that feeling, I have that vibe, like I did in the Fury Wilder vibe. It's going to be a draw.
Well, listen, boxing is full of surprises. Would not surprise me if something went down in this fight. But for a for a robbery to take place, that would mean that Mikey would have to go all 12 rounds and actually make it somewhat competitive. And
something is going down, BDA. Mikey.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well. He might be
hold on. If Mikey goes 12 with Spence, that means he's taking punches from Spence for 12 rounds. He's gonna have enough in the tank for a rematch?
No. If you pay him a lot, he'll have enough.
Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Anything could happen, but it's just so. I mean, I'm sorry. I know I keep sounding like a broken fucking record, but the last time I saw this kind of difference in size between two combatants was Povetkin and Anthony Joshua. So the size difference is just tremendous, man. Come on. Anyway,
look like
let's
Vander
move on.
Holyfield versus Bobby Trent.
Do you think Spence will carry Mikey if he's told by him?
Fuck no. Spence is gonna want to get him the fuck out of there. I mean, look, it could happen if we want to get into the whole conspiracy theory. That's fine. I get it. It could happen. But if I'm Spence, this is how I'm telling you it right now. If I'm Spence, I want to get him the fuck out of there as soon as possible. I'm gonna take my time, 1 round, maybe round and a half, and after that, I'm trying to get you the fuck out of there, because this just, if it goes past 8 rounds and Mikey's competitive, or if it goes 12, God forbid, that's an embarrassment for Errol Spence.
Hey, BDA, Pete Stamas donated, and he says that Spence starts landing on Mikey's body in the 7th, and he wins by TKO.
All right, so let me write that down. And by the way, thanks, Pete, for your contribution. You make those call-in shows possible. All right, so let me write it out. So Pete Stamas says Errol Spence 7-round TKO. Yeah, I mean, for some shenanigans to go on, somebody.
Hey, what's your prediction? Because you never give us predictions, man.
You know why? Because nobody ever asks. Listen, you want my prediction? I'm going with the rest of the masses, with the unwashed masses. I'm going with the horde. I'm going to say Errol Spence 9th round KO or stoppage. Just I'm not gonna say a specific one. I'm gonna say Spence 9th round stoppage.
Come on, you got to give a specific. Come on.
All right, 9th round stop. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say he drops him, and he gets stopped on his knees.
That's exactly what I said, BDA. Minds think alike, bro.
He's gonna get stopped on his knees doing what? What will he be doing on his knees?
Well, he's gonna be doing what?
Sucking on Errol Spence's nipples.
Oh, come on,
jeez. Oh, come on now.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Come on.
Hey, can I say something real quick before we change subjects?
Go ahead.
So there's this guy right at work, and this fucking guy, man. He's just like that guy. What was that movie? I think it might be Casino or Goodfellas, where they go to the horse races and shit, and then Robert De Niro automatically like, "Fuck, we're fucked," you know.
You talking about we're gonna lose. Bronxville.
Yeah. So anywho, there's this guy at work. This motherfucker, man, he is jinx. I told him to go with somebody that does witchcraft so they can cleanse his ass, because he is going for Mikey. So that's why I know Mikey is not winning.
Oh,
this motherfucker, man, he's
a wrench. He's what you call a wrench.
Call him Eddie.
Exactly.
Call him Eddie Mush, Zapata. He's Eddie Mush.
Is that what they call him?
Yeah, it's Eddie Mush.
Eddie Mush.
Speaking of witchcraft,
Eddie Mush, motherfucker, man.
Remember what Sonny said? No. I don't want that. I don't want that face looking at this face.
Pineapple face, motherfucker, man. Yeah.
Speaking of witchcraft,
when he went to the track, the teller gave him his tickets already ripped up.
Oh yeah, that was a line.
Well, we got one of those motherfuckers at work, man. So that's how I know Mikey's gonna lose, man.
Now listen, hold on.
It's done.
Let's give a little attention to the chat room. I want to hear everybody real quick. Just write them in the chat room. People who are listening, who do you have winning? I want to see your predictions. I want to see what the. Jesus, recognize. What's the matter with you? Have you been drinking, man?
Burping?
No, I thought I had it on mute. I apologize, man.
That's the fucking third time you thought you've had it on mute, man. What's the matter with you today? Fucking Puerto Rican rum is getting into your veins, man. Come on. All right, so Cosmos H something blah 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 says 3rd round stoppage for Mikey. I think he's kidding.
3rd round.
Yeah, he's
kidding.
Steve Scrobacks sounds like a Polak's name. Oops, short. That came out wrong.
Whoa,
he says Mikey. I'm kidding. Steve says Mikey all the way. All right. Oh, so we got some Mikey support. Where the fuck were you when I wanted you to call in, you motherfuckers?
Yeah, that's at the end. They start coming out, man.
Swanky Tuna
Mikey
says,
has a lot of fans.
Oh yeah. Swanky Tuna says.
He got more fans.
Especially because he spends a lot of time on his knees. Swanky Tuna says Spence TKO mid rounds 6. You can do it. Corky says it's not impossible. Spence is not unbeatable or some shit. We give him way too much respect. Mikey maybe has a 20% shot at making it to $2. Now you guys remember that I told you this, that as the fight approached, because this always happens. I've seen it 1,000 times. People all of a sudden they start initially when the fight was made, they're like, it's a mismatch. Now all of a sudden you're starting to see some people saying, hey, maybe Mikey's gonna pull something off.
That always happens.
Yeah.
Always.
Canelo says Spence Jr. 4th round KO. Quag says, I knew Mikey was gonna lose when he signed the fight. So I guess he's picking. All right.
They already lost. They already put a loss on the column, on the loss column.
Exactly.
Right.
Boxer. Yeah, I think Boxer. They already have it. They already have his undefeated record win. Nazar says Poe Johnson, just like Linares said for the Loma fight. Okay. Okay. Boogie.
By the way, I hope Mikey Garcia wins. I'm going to say that. I actually hope he does win.
I bet you do. G Boogie says 7th or 8th round stoppage by TKO to the body, and Robert Garcia is going to be throwing in his Mexican cowboy hat for La Raza. All right, yeah. Steve Scrollback says he's not kidding. I think you're kidding, Steve, and I think you need to lay off the vodka. New Day says
I think you will throw in setback instead.
Was that?
You'll throw in Ellie setback instead.
Yeah, throw him under. Okay, anyway, I'm not gonna say that. Mark Funk says. Mark Funk says Spence via KO 7-9. John Gonzalez says, I can decide now since you jinxed my decision by picking Spence. BDA. Oh, come on. Pop Tart says BDA equals Frankie Coffee Cake. That's actually a pretty good physical description of myself.
I can't do coffee cakes.
The Punisher says Spence wins by TKO. EM Serrano says Spence wins by however, it doesn't matter. John Gonzalez says BDA mush. Canelo says Mikey by decision. LOL. Grievous says Spence on points. Punisher says BDA likes it if Mikey pulls it off. Oh, come on. What's is this attack BDA day today? Come on.
And then there was JoJo the Whale. Legend has it his shadow killed the dog.
I wanted to kill that fucking annoying voice of that kid. You know that kid's in jail, right? The guy.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I think he's out now.
Yeah, I think because it was the guy that he was with that did all that shit.
Because he shot Christopher Moltisanti, right? Is that what they sent him to jail for? Or?
Yeah,
C.
Yeah,
C, and it was C. The guy that plays Corrado.
Coladro.
Yeah, Coladro. In the Bronx Tale, he went to jail with another junkie friend of his that broke into a house. They robbed a house in the Bronx, I believe it was.
Well, what else is
they
it
shoot
to do
a cop or something recognized?
I believe so. When the cops caught him in the act, but it wasn't him. It was his boy who was dead. So they kind of like charge you with that shit.
In the
accessory.
Yeah, because the cops killed his boy. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, small comments. Steve Scrollback in the chat says, Mikey, don't make mistake. He's bringing Spence into deep waters and will win a 12-round decision. Then you have Cosmos. He's saying that 3rd round for Mikey, easy work.
All right.
I think they're kidding.
They must be. They gotta be. All right, so guys, those were the predictions. Let's just go through it right away with the panelists. All right, if in case anybody wants to change their mind.
I want to change my mind.
Go for the draw, man.
I want to change my mind.
Go ahead.
I'm picking my Errol Spence to knock him out from anywhere from round 1 to 12.
Jesus. Okay, that's a great covering your ass. That's a good one. Okay, so Zapata said Spence KO. Recognize said Spence by TKO. Well, they're gonna 8th round. Official said 7th, between the 7th and the 8th. Bucho said a draw. Johnny Boy said recognize Robert Garcia is going to throw the towel in. Gonzalez says Spence by split decision. Precise says Spence by 6th round TKO. Apology says draw, but he says Spence is going to win it. Pete Stammer says Errol 7th round TKO. And then you have Mr. BDA saying Spence 9th round Garcia stopped on his knees. I'm going to change that to he's going to be on one knee, not on both knees, just to be more specific, so you guys can give me credit afterwards. So listen, we're going to cut this short. I want to thank you guys for coming on and giving us your predictions. Everybody's okay? Nobody wants to change their prediction then?
I'm good. Nah, I'm good.
You're good?
1 through 12, knockout.
1 through 12.
I'm just the only thing I'm going to add is how nice the decoration of flowers Ellie Seckback's going to send Mikey in the hospital. That's what I think.
That motherfucker. But didn't he say Brandon Rios or Brandon Rios was beating Manny Pacquiao?
Yes.
Ellie Setback is just fucking ridiculous, man. He is not to be taken seriously.
Well, listen, I'm
I
not
think
gonna.
I have the fight as a draw after 8.
Yo, I unsubscribed from that guy like 2 years ago, man. Fucking spamming my
Wait, you
fucking YouTube.
subscribed it from him in the first place?
Yeah, I did. Not
Hey,
because he was
BDA.
fucking
Oh,
funny
God.
shit,
You know,
man.
he had a video. He had a video one time. Maybe you guys saw it, but a guy passed the by and said, "Pussy." I heard it.
That's the worst insult. That's just like a pass by pussy without any context. That's the worst, man.
Now that you mention it, I'm gonna have to do that shit when he's down here at House of Boxing. I'm gonna have to go over there real quick and fuck you, Setback.
You know what you should do? You should grab his cock. That's what you should do. Like just pull his cock real hard and watch him wince. I think that's
Absolutely
what you should do.
not. What?
What cock? What cock?
His vagina.
You have a sick mind.
Well, you should know that by now.
Yeah, that's a solid 6 months of rehab right there, bro.
Yeah, he's suspect. He's suspect, Sapar.
I'm saying, just pull it real hard. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gonzalo.
You know when you say everything comes in threes.
Yes.
I hope this doesn't turn out like this. Fernando Vargas punch drunk. Brandon Reels punch drunk. Mikey Garcia. Hope not.
That's it. The Gonzalo's curse. That's it. Mikey Garcia's
I
done.
make my women come in 3.
I knew somebody was gonna come up with that one. Listen,
women. Hey, have you guys seen? Speaking of women, have you guys seen Vicky Justice on YouTube?
Vicky who?
No, who that?
Vicky
Who's that, bro?
Justice. No. It's worth a view or two.
Is she some
She's
wannabe
bad.
rapper or something?
Absolutely not. No. What? Who fucking listens to rap nowadays? Vicky Justice.
Oh yeah, I think somebody brought her up.
She's bad.
Yeah, somebody brought her up.
Well, that's the
Rap is
photo
gay today.
Butcher posted
Yes.
on the Hangouts.
I'm putting the
not sure
picture
if he
up.
posted something
I'm
on
putting
it,
the
but-
picture up.
But I don't know what you're
She's
talking
bad.
about.
I'm putting the picture up right now as a final
Vicky
offering.
Justice.
Yeah, she's got a nice ass. Tell you that much right now.
She
Wouldn't
has
mind-
amazing assets.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind burying my tongue up that. Anyway, listen. Here's the point.
Fuck, you can
Yeah,
write
I'm
my
just
face
saying.
any fucking day, bro.
Hey.
What's wrong with you guys? Ugh.
Oh, listen to apology to make
Come on,
that.
guys. You're gonna put
Bro,
you're gonna put
no
apologies
asses.
ears, man. Come on.
Apology.
I tongue shoveler chocolate.
No, have some
Homie,
personal
I would pop
hygiene.
some Viagra. I would pop some Viagra and fucking straight serve her with some jackhammer dick, bro. Real fucking
Oh,
tough.
jeez.
Yeah, you gotta jackhammer this shit.
Tits are too big. The fuck off my porch.
Listen, here's the thing.
There you go.
What's his name? Who's saying that in the chat room? In the chat room, somebody. Hold on, I'm looking for the comment. Did you already go? Somebody called her a butterface, and I tend to agree. Her face is a little messed up, but come on, I'm not a picky guy.
Everything is good, but everything is good, but her face.
Who
Yeah,
pays attention to face these days? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good
I'm not
point.
trying to marry her. I'm just trying
Listen.
to see what I can do.
Nah, you gotta look at that face. Nah, come on, guys.
No, not at 4:00 in the morning. I ain't looking at no one's face. I'm just looking
beer
at that
goggles.
body.
It's all good.
Just ram her face in the pillow so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, slam a
Yeah.
pillow on her face like Polly Walnuts did to that old lady in The Sopranos. Remember that
Actually,
movie?
Oh man, that was fucked up.
I forgot about that one, BDA.
Some people find that scene funny, man. But
She had it coming though. She did.
yeah, she did. She was calling him he was always
He was a piece of shit.
yeah. She was gonna call his mother. By the way, the guy's like 60-something years old. She's calling his mother. What the fuck?
She's a malignant cunt. That
Yeah, she's a malignant cunt. All right, listen, guys, we gotta go. So thanks a lot for being on the show, everybody. I'm talking about Zapata. I'm talking about Recognized Official, Scorecard Boxing, Johnny Boy, Gonzalo, Apology, Precise. 13 Rounds was here too. Shorty, who called in on Blog Talk, Andrew, and Alex as well. I think it was Alex, right? Yeah, Alex. So thanks a lot, guys, for coming on board. Thanks again for the donations.
Hey,
Peace out, bro.
everyone.
All right. So let's give a shout out to everybody in the chat room who's listening live. So thanks again, everybody. Oh, the music's playing. Shepherd of Sons, G Boogie, Cosmos, Box 88, Apology, New Day, EM Serrano, Capo Anthrax, Eric Vogdrekstein, Oz Luna, Grievous, Canelo, EM Serrano, Swanky Tuna, Rasclot. Was Roddy Davies here as well, I think? Yeah, I think he was. John Gonzalez, shout out to John. Quags, Pete Stammes, Slabnuts, and many more. Oh yeah, there's Roddy Davies. Or Rod Rook Davies. I always kept calling by his old name. Nopal Castellanos. So thanks a lot, guys. Triple JJ, Double A, Steve Scrowbacks. Thanks a lot for being on the show, guys, and listening. What else am I going to say here? I'm going to thank the people who donated as well. So hold on a second. Oh, the music's cutting me off. I'll give a shout out to Michael Stock, who donated via Super Chat, Gonzalo, Apology Man, G Boogie, Foul Paul, and Pete. Guys, thanks for making this call-in show possible. We're going to keep doing it. It's going to be a little bit organized next time. We're going to take the calls at the end of the show, or the last 2 hours rather, so that everybody in the Hangout can get a word in edgewise. Don't forget to check us out on iTunes, Spreaker. Don't forget to check out our PayPal page or Patreon page as well. Don't forget to subscribe to BDA Live, subscribe to BDA, this channel as well, and we will see you guys on the next one. Take it easy, folks.